Hello. How's it going, guys? Good morning. I gotta type this real quick, then I'll start, okay? Hello. I didn't know Arch was co-hosting today. No. Arch isn't the furry. V is the furry. What's going on, guys? Oh. Oh, Brent, you're here. Are you here? Are you here to complain again? Sorry, guys. I'm. The reason I was late is I was talking to an artist, and I'm just finishing up. Detailing the next art stuff for the channel. Here's the thing. I want some new artwork. The fat dev with the scrolling background, it's kind of overused at this point. I don't know if you guys agree, but like it's been around for 3 or 4 years now, and I wanted something new, so I decided to put some gameplay footage in the in yesterday's video, and I think like there was a few complaints. Most people didn't seem to care though, to be honest, and I think most people just view me as like second monitor content anyway, so it doesn't matter if I just have random gameplay footage in the background. But I just want something different. I want like I'm still gonna use the fat dev with phone artwork for TikTok Tuesdays, but I want something different for the other videos, and I got to figure out what I want to do because lots of channels use random gaming footage, and I do like random gaming footage behind discussions of conversations, but some people complained about it. I do watch a lot of commentary slop, anyways. Yeah, don't commentary videos just have random gaming footage anyway in the background? Isn't that the case? I don't quite know what the commentary community is, but oh yeah, the dev walking up the background for that one COVID video. I was intending to do a COVID series and I got sidetracked. Display 2 random games in split screen, attract the TikTok audience. Because here's the thing. I like using gameplay footage when I'm talking about like gaming or YouTubing or drama, right? Because that kind of feels like when I did the Skullgirls video, gameplay footage was fine. When I did the Final Fantasy video, gameplay footage was fine. I did I'm probably gonna do a video on Capcom soon, and for that, just random gameplay footage is fine. But to be honest, it felt very strange to put random gameplay footage in a discussion about political theory. That felt very strange. You know what I mean? It didn't feel right. I thought I would like it, but I kind of didn't. But I still want a different. I still want something different for the background. I guess the issue is I'm not sure how much I want to invest in this sort of thing anyway, because I might be radically changing my setup when I move in a few months anyway, because I'm moving come springtime, probably April or May. So if I radically change my setup and I can actually, let's say I lose some weight and I can actually be on camera and be presentable and not be a fat fuck, then maybe I wouldn't even use a background. You know what I mean? I don't know. I still got to think about it. I know like It's a Gundam alternates between, you know, animations or drawings of his character and also random gameplay footage. And I think what like I think what It's a Gundam does stylistically is what I would like to do with some of my videos. I just don't have the time or the manpower or the patience, frankly. You become a VTuber? I don't know about that, dude. Who knows? Maybe I'll just make like a VTube avatar of just like my fat dev self anyway. As for a camera, I mean, I don't know. I've also considered doing more streams. I mean, the weekly sip is coming up on 200, and I set an informal goal for myself that I would change the format of my streaming stuff at 200. And my plan, I think, my plan was basically just to stream more. All right. I got like a bunch of ideas, and they're all kind of disorganized, and they're kind of pulling me all in different directions, you know. And some of them involve artwork, some of them involve me getting on a camera. I don't quite know what I want to do yet. Can't accuse Dev of being a tourist if he becomes a VTuber. Yes, Keffels is still in the works. That'll come eventually. Yeah, gameplay footage works better for Indefensibles. I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I tried to do it yesterday, and I thought I would like it, and I didn't like it. You know, so I got to find something else. I got to figure something else out. In fact, you know what? I might even just message Gundam and ask him how he does it. You know, or like who he got to do it. Maybe that'll help. Mm. Coffee's good, guys. Coffee's good. Okay. What else is happening? What else is going on? What else is going on? Hold on. Let me just pause this. Okay. Yeah, I'll figure something else. I'll figure something out. I'm sure. I have like it's kind of strange because like all the ideas are like half formed and they're all interesting, but I'm not sure I have enough time to do them all, and I want to do them all. You know what I mean? Do reading footage. Keffels did a stream with Chris Chan. It's so over. Thanks for the $2, Rusta. Appreciated, buddy. Well, no, I have Gundam's like DMs. I can talk to him whenever I like. So the Almighty Lolly doesn't like me. He has like the Almighty Lolly is part of like that group of people who did not like the fact um that I basically said that VTube simps were simps. So also I'm not sure that I'm not sure. I don't even know who Mantis Wave is, to be honest. I don't know who that is. But like basically I have like an idea for like a series of different types of content, right? And so the gaming footage with maybe a bit more editing quality, talking about gaming related issues. That'd be like one series. And then me talking about like the 10-minute takes videos, that'll be like a different series. It'll have like a background or something, right? And if I can fit all, here's the thing. Also, I need more staff, right? Dave does a lot of good work, but it's not cutting it anymore. I need more. So donate to the channel, guys, if you don't mind. I would say that like my goal, in order to be able to afford to afford to move and set up my studio once I move, I probably need another like $10,000. So that'll be my goal to push towards over the next 4 months or so. I don't know. Dave's not going anywhere. Dave's not going anywhere. I don't mean to say that. What I mean to say is like Dave. I need more help than what Dave can provide. Never donate to devs, don't become a simp. Got it. No dev, we're simps. That's like you saying they're just like your average Twitch thought. That pisses us off. A lot of them are. A lot of them just are like the average Twitch thought, dude. Just simple. That's how it is, dude. I mean, I can give you the argument that I gave V yesterday, because it was a pretty good argument. I think he ignored it, I think, because it was a good argument. Like, here, let me put this up. Here, okay? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, okay? So, listen. Okay. You have Amaranth, right? And she's in her tub with the bathing suit on, and she's taking donos, and she's writing names on her arm for donations. So you have Amaranth. And then you have Dodger. And Dodger just kind of plays the games that she wants to play whenever she wants to do it in her room. She doesn't do the Twitch thought thing, but she is, an attractive woman on the internet. So, what's the difference between these two? I mean, there's clearly a difference, right? Despite them both being attractive women on the internet who live off of Twitch and who get money from donations. What's the difference between them? There's clearly a spectrum of thought and non-thought, right? There's clearly a spectrum. And even though you can't cleanly draw the line between the two, Dodger's married. Even when Dodger wasn't married, though. Also, Amaranth has a boyfriend. Amaranth has a fucking boyfriend, dude. Or is she married now too? I don't fucking know. The point is that even though you have these two extremes, right? Thought and non-thought, and that there's like a gradient between them, where a woman can be like slightly more thought-like as they move towards the other pole. But just because there's a gradient and the line between them is blurry doesn't mean that there's not two obvious ends, right? Dodger is not simp baiting. That's a big part of it, isn't it? Now listen. Lots of VTubers, even the ones who market themselves as pure or at least non-lewd, they definitely simp bait. All right, with the with the extremely attractive, almost perfect picturesque model, with the very different, generally higher pitched, generally cuter voice when they get a donation. Absolutely. They absolutely simp bait. So simple as that. Right? And so I mentioned this to V, and V said, well, there's also a similar spectrum between like Vosh and Hassan and people like me or him, right? Which is true, because like there is this spectrum. But then I told him, like, listen, you're making my point back to me, because you know what happens when Vosh gets a donation? He says, "Thank you for the donation, comrade. Get ready for the revolution. We're all going to be out there." So like Vosh, he's not simp baiting in the same way, like appealing to your dick, but he is appealing to your sensibilities. All right. There's this feeling, at least in terms of how Vosh talks to his donators, that he's going to be there with you for the revolution and that you're donating for the revolution. But I mean, we all know that if the communist revolution comes, Vosh isn't going to be there. Vosh's parents worked in Hollywood. He grew up in Beverly Hills. He lives in a gated community in Seattle now. Like, Vosh isn't going to be on the fucking street fighting with a revolution. He's not going to be fucking there. So this idea that Vosh doesn't do the simp baiting in the same way as like appealing to some sexual sensibility, or even some like girlfriend experience, or some like you have to take care of me because I'm the cute girl, like quasi Tamagotchi experience, like the NPC memes do, right? Vosh doesn't do that, but he does appeal to the sensibilities of his, like his sad communist revolutionary or quasi revolutionary, hopeful failed revolutionary audience, right? Like, whenever I talk to you guys about donating, I appreciate the donations you give me, but I also constantly say, don't donate to me if you can't afford it. In fact, like here, there are things that I could do to get more money out of you guys that would be duplicitous and would be immoral, and that I won't do them. You understand? So this is what I'm talking about. Okay? Hold on. What's your opinion on Thomas Hobbes? He's all right. He's right about some things and wrong about other things. Thanks for the 10, Amir Yasser. Appreciate it, dude. Isn't that just appealing to demographic, Dev? Why call it simp baiting? Because there's a duplicitousness in it. Like I could be here and like every time you guys donate to me, I could be like, yeah, thanks, dude. Guess what? We're gonna go. You know what this donation is going towards? We're gonna revitalize centrism. Liberalism's gonna be okay. We're gonna be like I could even go further, right? I know that that a lot of you guys are more right wing than me. I could be like, keep donating, guys. I'll turn more right wing if you keep donating. I'll start supporting the alt right. I'll start supporting the dissident right, guys. Like I'll start like there's like it would be more sophisticated than that. Obviously, I'm just speaking off the cuff. But the point is that I could say things that either would be directly false or that would be that would imply something that I don't mean, but that you would think that I mean, and I would have plausible deniability. All right, because lots of streamers do that. Lots of streamers do that, and I don't do that, and I refuse to do that. You wouldn't know that since you don't like here, like Lord Boneman. Like you're kind of like, why are you even here? Are you actually just here to put words in my mouth? There's an honesty knowing that my money only goes to you. You don't want to be the completionist. Yeah. Oh fuck that's a great example. The completionist. Holy shit. Arch probably is a bigger thought than most YouTubers you ever watch. You think so? I don't know. Here's the thing, right? You have you have like a cute girl, especially if it's a cute anime girl, because then it's unrealistic. And every time you donate, she squeaks, she changes her voice, she tells you, oh, just how thankful she is for it, and she does a little dance, and her model jiggles around. Are you seriously fucking saying that it's all above board? Nothing's being implied there. No, nothing's like there's nothing. There's no subtext to that whatsoever. Like if you're saying that, you're fucking coping, right? You're just fucking coping, and in fact, you're probably locked in to being a simp. And here's the thing, like, because of the way that these online conversations and arguments go, a lot of you guys in like here, like Valiant just did it. If VTuber is genuine enough by your standard, then they're okay. Yes, yes, Valiant. That's exactly the point. Because here's the thing: I never said all VTubers. All right. Like you're unironically doing the hashtag. Like I have to do the fucking hashtag not all VTubers thing the way we did like fucking hashtag not all men before because feminists were being retarded about men, and now you're being retarded about VTubers. You understand? Someone said in the chat the only VTuber I watch is Pippa. That's she's called Vash, a horse fucker. Like, Pippa's actually really funny. All right, there are actually VTubers that I like. But there's this idea that like oh god, people say that like Dev supported the harassment against Pikami. Like how could you possibly fucking come out with that? Like you have to be retarded. I hate to just toot my own horn, but it sometimes just seems like am I just like smarter than the average person online? Is that it? Are most people on the internet just that fucking dumb or that fucking dishonest? Like is that what most humans are? Fuck. So long as it's not my waifu. But anyway, like, I don't. Wait, what was that? Oh. Like, I'm not a thought leader. I'm not the head of any sort of political movement. I certainly can't give you guys a girlfriend experience. I can't say, hey, if you donate to me enough, maybe I'll fuck you. I can't do that. I certainly don't make you guys think that you can care for me like a Tamagotchi by donating, right? All of those avenues are cut off. The only thing I do is like, you can support me. I'll keep making videos. That's what you get for your support. It's a transaction, right? And I'm not gonna couch that transaction in any sort of other emotional appeal, whether that is political or sexual, because I think that's immoral. All right. And insofar as other streamers do that, lots of women do it, lots of politics streamers do it, and lots of VTubers do it. But insofar as they do it, I think that they're acting immorally. And I won't do it. It's as simple as that. Dev, you are our cult leader. What else? What else is happening? Oh my god. Oh yeah, so I mentioned, if you guys remember last week I was like, dude, getting on the ADHD meds was amazing. Remember that shit, guys? So I was given 1 week of 10 milligrams of Vyvanse and then 5 weeks of 20 milligrams of Vyvanse. Okay. Hold on. Brian Linden, $5. Thank you. Now what you need to do to get more money from us is to be wrong on purpose to bait us into arguing. Also, picking me election stolen and died suddenly. Oh my god. Thanks for the $5, dude. So. Ow. Just stretching. Oh. Okay. So. Vyvanse, right? When I was on the week of 10 milligrams of Vyvanse, I felt fucking incredible. My ability to focus was drastically improved. I could stick to writing. I could stick to reading. I could actually like complete books in one sitting. I could get on with like writing a long script, no problem. I could actually work. And now without the Vyvanse, I can work about 30% of the time at that level. With the Vyvanse, it was more like 75 to 80% of the time. It was excellent. And I was like, yes. Oh, I can finally do all the things that I want to do. So, Dylan Bowser, welcome. Let's get this sip, boys. But the cringe article is the next level this week. Thanks, Bowser. Do along $5. Hey, Dev, any plans on doing a deep dive in accelerationism? Catch you on the replay. One day, yes, because I don't like accelerationism on either side. So yes. So here's the thing. But then after the week of 10 milligrams, it was time for me to step up to 20 milligrams. And on 20 milligrams, oh my god. Oh my god. Everything was worse. Everything was worse than it was worse than me at baseline, like without medication. It was fucking terrible. Oh my god. It was really bad. It was really bad. So people saying it's meth, it's meth, it's meth. It's like it's related to meth, but it's not the same as meth. Everyone does the joke, it's meth, but it's related, but not the same drug. The nobody care. What's this? Going tomorrow, titanium. Why is Biden lesser evil compared to Orange? Mainly because of the Eastman memo. That's the main reason. The Eastman memo is why I think that Biden is the lesser evil compared to Trump. So here. Here's here's the situation. Here, Titanium knows what's going on because Titanium is also on Vyvanse. So let me describe it to you, okay? So in general, Vyvanse. Okay, here's the TLDR of how it works, right? I think I said this last week, but I'll say it again real quick this week. Is that if you have ADHD, you're like looking around, you can't keep your focus on anything because everything is so stimulating, right? So what you do is it lowers your threshold for no, everything is boring. That's what it is. Everything's boring, so you're constantly being stimulated by a new thing. So what it does is it lowers your threshold for stimulation, right? So basically, if you must sit down and do a long job, it takes longer for that job to get boring. It remains interesting for long periods of time. That's what the drug does, basically. So you're able to write and read and just generally focus on things better and not be sucked in to like constantly snacking every time you walk through the kitchen, right? Or get hooked into addictive video games for hours and hours and hours because it has such a strong reward pathway, right? So, and honestly, a lot of the stuff you can actually just kind of like learn good habits and muscle through on your own. But sometimes you can't get all the way there. So I wanted to try it. I gave it a go. And so what ends up happening is you have the side effects of high blood pressure, which kind of sucks for a fat guy like me. No appetite, which is pretty good for a fat guy like me. And so on the 10 milligrams, I was doing all the work. It was amazing. And my life was measurably improved. I had no appetite, which was good. And the high blood pressure symptoms were minimal. So it's like, okay, I'll lose weight and deal with that on its own. Not a big deal, right? I didn't experience any loss of creativity, which is a common side effect that I didn't experience. And I didn't experience any anxiety, which is a common side effect. Okay? So like things were perfect. Then I jump up to the 20, and on the 20, the high blood pressure symptoms were constant and very uncomfortable. They never went away. They were just there all the time, and I just felt terrible. And also lots of anxiety. And I don't have anxiety normally, like without medication. I'm not a person who ever gets anxiety. I am not a person who is prone to getting anxiety. But I had it on this. I had a whole bunch of anxiety. And I was like, oh my God. And it doesn't matter that like my focus was still improved. Like I was a fucking wreck. I couldn't do anything on the 20. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking, oh my God. It was terrible. And so I was like, you know what? I'll keep trying. Maybe I just got to get used to the 20 mgs, right? I'll just keep trying. So I just muscled through it for like 3 or 4 days, and it didn't get any better. I was just like, oh my fucking God. In fact, one of the reasons why I'm not happy with the editing job on the video that came out yesterday is because I forced myself to edit it while I was in this terrible state. I was like, you know what? I need to get this video out. I just need to fucking do it. So I just forced myself to it's like just the bare minimum. Just get all the fucking things on screen. Fuck it. Just get it out. And I'm not happy with what I did with it, but it's out. Okay. So I'm just like, oh, I stopped. I didn't take any today. I'm going. The doctor's is open tomorrow. I'm going back. I'm gonna be like, listen, put me back on the 10, and that'll be that. However, the only issue is that 10 milligrams is not considered a normal dose here. Maybe it is somewhere else in the world, but like 10 milligrams is what you give to children, or it's what you give to adults to eventually boost them up to something higher. It's not considered a dose you should stay on. But so I'm going to tell them though, like, listen, either you put me on the 10 or I'll just take the 20s from you and I'll just start cutting them in half, because I'm not doing that again. Fuck. Oh my God. See, here's the issue, Dracus Luthos. It didn't really screw with my mind. All the symptoms I'm describing are like body symptoms, right? It was like body anxiety. It was all stuff happening in my body, but my mind was pretty much intact. $5. Stigma. Thank you. Almost every med I've ever taken that messes with brain stuff, I've always been at about half the dosage for my weight. Really? Yeah. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just very sensitive to it, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna try to get. I'm gonna try to stay at the 10. If they say no, we will only give you prescriptions for 20s, then I'll take the 20s and I'll cut them in half. But I'm staying at 10. Fuck that. So that's what I'm doing. So today I'm not on any of the medication, and I'm certainly feeling better than when I was in the 20. That's for sure. Also, for everyone saying it was meth, there's no addictive property to this. Like I don't feel the urge to like take the pill or anything. I don't feel I don't like miss any of what I was feeling. I'm just like, that sucked. I don't want to do that again. Like there's nothing addictive here, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay. All right. So yes, that's the current situation with me and the drugs. Yet. Yeah, but it's been almost 2 weeks of me doing this. I figured there'd be something. I'm lucky, maybe because the dosage is low. Also, to be honest, um, I never really got addicted to alcohol or weed, even though trying those as well. I tried smoking, didn't get addicted to smoking. Maybe I just don't have an addictive personality. Well, to be fair, I do have an addictive personality, but it's towards food and video games. It's not towards any sort of drug. Devo 3 years later, I can quit at any time. How would you recommend improving sleep schedule? Here's what I do. I open the windows and I allow the sun to shine into the room as I wake up. And I wake up with the sun. It's quite nice. I can't wait to take this pill. That's not how it works. I'm not feeling it at all, dude. Oh no, I understand titanium. And that's probably what it was. But you know what? Right now I feel better. I'll go back and get 10s and it'll probably be okay. So what else do I want to talk about before we start? Or well, we're already starting. I mean, I guess this is definitely part of the show, isn't it? Oh yeah. I don't know. I think like sometimes the amount of haters that I get, and I get my fair share of them for sure, more so now than before, probably because of like Pick Me, Trucker Video, all that stuff. But the amount of haters that I get is sometimes disheartening. You know what I mean? And in terms of the pure raw numbers calculus, it doesn't matter. Like I can do. Hold on, Jess, I haven't $10. Thank you. The thing with meth is the active ingredient, which is an amphetamine. My friend who takes the meds has to tell how employers this because drug tests look for the ingredient and flag it as meth. Makes sense. I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. I do hater bait sometimes, and sometimes it's really fun, right? But sometimes, like, I'll talk to people and they're just retarded, and they want me to agree with them. And when I don't agree with them, they take it personally. Like the amount of right wingers in the past, let's say, year, it's been slowly ramping up over a year. The amount of right wingers who legitimately hate me because I don't agree with their takes has kind of gone through the roof. And it's gotten to the point where I do not care to cater to them anymore. And I was like, well, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just that you gave a take I disagree with. They act like they've been personally attacked by me. No, I'm sure it's not me. Yes. And here's why. Because when I disagree with someone, that's a disagreement, right? When I have a take that you don't like, when you have a take that I don't like, we disagree. Okay, we disagree. Fine, we disagree. And we can like have a discussion, and we can go like, okay, well, here's a point, here's a point, here's what I think of your point, here's some proof, here's some evidence, here's some numbers. We can have the discussion and work it out, right? However, there are people who I give a take they don't like, and then they morally attack me. Or they say, I can't believe you've changed, Dev, even though I haven't really changed. Or they'll say, I can't believe you were a liberal, Dev, even though I've always said I was a liberal. Or they'll make a big show about no longer watching. Right? And then it's just like, what should I do with this? Like, what should I fucking do with this, guys? Like, it's one thing, like here, all right? One of my mods is Avalon Apple, and he disagrees with me more than most people. He's constantly sending me shit about why I'm wrong. And yet I still consider him a friend. And I still take his opinion seriously, even though we disagree. And there's no hate between us. All right? You understand? Compare that to someone who is like, oh, this video critiqued my point of view. I need to make a very public statement about how you don't understand that the West has fallen, and I'm unsubbing from you, and I can't wait until you're completely destroyed. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? That Rift person. Some people make their opinions part of their identity and take it personally. We don't confirm that part of their reality. That's true. That's true. But it's also the fact that there's, again, a weird parasocial thing that some people have adopted. All right, like, and this is why I'm very sensitive about all the people who push the simp shit from that previous conversation, and why I specifically do my best not to push it as much as I can. All right. Because there have been people who have taken it like a personal attack, like I've backstabbed them, like I've betrayed our friendship, which doesn't really exist because I like you guys, but like you're also viewers, you know. You're not like on the same level as Naomi, for example, or Dave. I don't know you in real life, but they think it's like this incredible like betrayal that I would give a take that criticizes them. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Rift person, thank you. Some people will make their opinions part of their identity and take it personally when you don't affirm that part of their reality. Yep, that's for sure. $20 from Tara Shavenko. Thank you very much, man. When people start to substitute their politics with personality, how else can they take a difference of opinion other than a personal attack? Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. And right-wingers are doing that too. Yeah. Destiny's approach of purging fans every time you get a huge influx to remind them of your actual takes is based. There's like a balance there, Fable. I agree with you, by the way. The balance is like, you can purge fans, but if you're small and you purge too hard, you destroy your own growth, right? But then you also have the problem of being captured. Like, what if it turns out that you give one take that is not in line with your other takes, and now you gained a bunch of people who you don't actually agree with, and they're all following you now, and they're all just ranting at you because they thought you were somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a left winger and you give one take that right wingers like, and now like 90% of your audience is right wingers, and you have to be like, listen, I don't fucking believe this shit, and then you're constantly fighting with them, or the opposite too. Like when a right winger gives a take that left wingers like, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, I'm a liberal. I've always been a liberal. Liberalism will sometimes agree with the left and sometimes agree with the right. And so when you come in here and you see like, if you're a right winger and you see a right wing take and you're like, yeah, Dev's based, and then the next day I give a take against the right, and you like fly off the handle about like how you've been betrayed, like, I just have no patience for that anymore. All right, I have no patience for that anymore. I'm at the point now where it's like, if I were to purge my entire audience, like here, most of you guys are pretty cool, right? Most of you guys are pretty cool. Most of you guys are pretty cool. However, if it turned out that you all went full retard and I had to purge all of you and I went back down to being like a 20 viewer fucking politics streamer, I would do that. Because, yeah, if I gotta get another job, I'll get another job. You know, I do not want to be beholden to saying things I don't believe. Or you guys talking about the "I love you" thing? That's a pretty common thing in Canada, man. I've seen a lot of Canadians, especially like Canadians, like people online. They say "I love you" a lot. I was stretching Zamzi or Zamzi, yeah. Like here. I'm gonna show you a few examples of what I mean. I grabbed a few examples because this has been happening like a lot in the past little bit, and I'm just fucking done with it. And since 2024 is going to be the dev authoritarian year, I'm going to be done with people like this. All right. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me see. Like, well, listen, $5. I heard you like strawberry ice cream. I'm unsubbing and hoping that you lose everything for your insane fruit ice cream views. Rocky Road for life. Let me pull this up. Tara Shavenko, $5. Some of you guys are cool. Don't tune into the stream tomorrow. Okay. Here we go. Like this guy, right? So what's going on here is Tim Pool's complaining about Has-Been Hotel, right? Oh, hey, Apple's Ghost. Apple's, rewind. I talked about you recently. Just rewind a bit and listen to it. Lope, $5. Judging by the comments, I feel like you didn't make it clear in your video that the current liberals aren't liberals but other progressives. That's true. Lots of people are progressive liberals, not like classical liberals or social liberals or conservative liberals. They're progressives, and that's the problem. Even then, I still have progressive friends because why not? Cartography, $5. I'm conservative. I don't agree with you all the time, but I always listen. I always appreciate your positivity. I'm tired of the doomer right takes. Same here, man. Clearly can't be at $2. Dev, become a VTuber with bad AI H art for members. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you. So listen, Tim Pool, outrage over Amazon show praising Lucifer. Yeah, whatever. Okay. And then this random fucking person shows up. I'm talking about something else, and he says, "Where's the trucker video?" All right. And this happens fucking constantly. All right. And there's this belief among a portion of my audience, and also a portion of people who used to be my audience but have since moved on, and they think like Dev is avoiding the trucker video because he actually uncovered the truth. And what it is that his politics and ideas are wrong and he can't spin it any other way. So he has to just not talk about it. He can't bring it up. He has to be and I'm just like, no, I'm lazy. That's all it is. I'm just lazy. There's no underlying other explanation. I'm just being lazy. That's it. That's it. Dev, it's a meme. Here's the thing. It's not just a meme. It's not just the meme, though. Because I started a counter meme of +1 day. Every time someone mentions the trucker video, I say +1 day. And now we have people who are unsubscribing, right? Like this guy. And I just said, get the fuck out, right? And he gave me some long fucking leftist meme. It goes on and on and on, like a giant thread about why, oh my God, I can't believe I sunk so much time into you and I can't, like, it's like, fuck you. Unsubscribe, all right? Just get the fuck out. Just get out. Like, this shit honestly kind of pisses me off. The announcing that you're unsubscribing, or like announcing that you're leaving the stream to go watch somebody else's stream, shit like that. It's like, listen guys, I want you to understand. This is not an airport, all right? You don't need to announce your fucking departure. Just go away. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to, if you're pissed at me and you want to have a conversation about our disagreement, that's one thing. But to declare that I am now moving on, good, get out. It's like look at this. -1 subscriber. That means you're not a viewer of mine. You're not a viewer. Why should I care what you think? There you go. And yes, here's the thing. Sometimes it is just a meme, right? Sometimes it is just a meme, and that's fine. Like, It's okay. We can meme it up. But there are some people who are taking it serious, and I'm just fucking done with them. I'm done with pandering to them. I'm done with their dumb bullshit where they come in and they're always like demanding shit of me. Get the fuck out. All right? I'm done with it. Antelope the Greek, $2. What do you think of Georgism? I actually do like Georgism. Georgism is interesting, all right? But I want to do a video on it someday, so I'm not going to talk about it just yet. But I do like it. Viewers who try to control the creator. Yeah, exactly. I tell them, I keep saying this shit. Like, I'm going to make whatever content I want to make. Like, and if you don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. That's fine. But I'm going to do what I want to do because it's my channel. And if you don't want to watch, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But it's for me. That's the important part. And like, you see stuff like this pretty commonly. I see stuff like this commonly, is what I mean, in my fucking comments. Like, here, this is the video that I just put out 17 hours ago. Okay? It's the new video. And this guy says, "I'm sorry, Dev, but you've ever so slowly lost all the qualities I thought made you good over the last few years. And as a result, I'm unsubscribing. Wish you the best, but I don't want to stay on this ride." I mean, one, I haven't changed. So I don't know what qualities I've lost. I've done I've had the exact same takes and done the exact same stuff this whole time. But two, okay, just go. Like just get the fuck out. I don't even know what he's talking about here. Like, is this like a lefty who's been around and he thinks I'm too right wing? Is this like a right winger who's like I don't even know what fucking side this guy's on. But it's like just go. Just leave. And here's the thing. I'm not even doing the Total Biscuit style ruthless calculus, right? Where I could look at my views, I could look at my subs, I can see they're both slowly growing over time. Could be faster if I worked harder. That's on me. But they're not going down. And it's like, you know what? Even as people unsub from me and they're saying, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm done. Even as those people go, I mean, they are in the Total Biscuit sense being replaced because more numbers are coming in than are going out. So I'm in no danger. But nonetheless, I don't want to make that argument because it kind of sounds like too calculating. I simply want to say, I'm going to make what I want. I'm going to say what I want. And this shit just pisses me off. Like, what do you expect to say here? What exactly do you expect to influence by saying this? Think about it. Like, should I beg and be like, come back, dude? No, I'll change. I'll do whatever you want. No, I fucking won't. Hold on. Let's see super chats here real quick. If you talk about the trucker video, does it add a day? No. That's honestly mostly just a troll, man. I'm just fucking around. Holtzer, $5. Finish the flaws of liberalism. Excellent work and a great jab at the end. Thank you. I don't think they're gonna watch it though. I don't think James Lindsay or Helen Pluckrose even know who I am, even though it's for them. But yeah, like this one here. This is the first channel I unsubscribed to. I don't like Trump per se, but this is a step too far. The arrogance. It's like, okay, go away then. Fine. You know what? This is actually, I think, the worst one. I think this is the worst one. This guy's like, quit shilling your shitty gaming channel. Less than 1% of the channel subscribers bother to give a shit. I just tell him, fuck off and stop watching me. That's how I feel about it, all right? Because you know what? I like doing my gaming channel. The gaming channel gets 50 viewers compared to like the 500 we have right now, but I prefer it, you know? Okay, hold on. That's the wrong word. I don't prefer it. I like both projects, but I give them equal weight because I have equal enjoyment with both of them is what I mean. So people who are like, stop shilling the gaming, fuck you, get out. In fact, you know what? Here, hold on. Let's go to this guy. Let's just kick him off the channel. Fuck him. I don't care. Fuck him. I'm done with people who think that they can continue to control what I do with my channel or my time by saying, stop doing this. I'm unsubbing. It's like, fuck you. Get out. if I want to completely convert this channel into a 100% gaming channel with nothing but Let's Plays and completely destroy everything, that's my prerogative. All right? I'm not going to be told what the fuck to do with my own platform by anyone. Simple as that. And by the way, you guys should watch the gaming channel, or else. I enjoy being successful. I enjoy the donations and the viewers. But I would rather do something that I truly enjoy with no viewers and no donations than to do something that I hate but to have viewers and donations. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That's how I feel about it. And I think I've reached the limit of dev being a nice, inclusive, everyone should have their say, everyone should have their take. I'm going to completely respect everyone's free speech, even as you shit on me and try to destroy what I'm building. I think I'm past that point. I think I'm past the people who want to somehow like shame me or steer me or demand that I do something for them. I think I'm past that. I don't want those people around anymore. $5 for Holtzinator. Steph, stop doing politics and just focus on gaming or I'm leaving. Here's the thing, Zamazi. My values haven't changed. But like, my experiences have definitely taught me a few things. I ran the Discord since like 2015 as a complete free speech zone. I did not moderate it. I let people do whatever the fuck they want. And for a while, it was actually really fun because everyone was chill. But eventually, it got to a point where complete fucking retards showed up and ruined it. Because in like a pure free speech zone where everyone's being chill, if one person steps out of line, the community says, "Hey, like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, stop!" Right? And if they're a good person, they'll generally stop. Sometimes they'll get blocked by some people if they don't stop, and eventually they learn, right? But once you start to include people in that community who don't care about social pressure and don't care if they get blocked, then they start to, and they're just like, I'm just going to keep being like a shitty fucking person. And they do that. And then they start to build up, right? And they start to invite their friends. And now you have a group of people who are in the server, who are in the community. Yeah, no. I know, Daddy. I know. Other people moderated it. Yes, I know. I understand. But the rules that I had you guys moderate by were very lax. You know what I mean? There were very lax rules. Like, say what you want, do whatever you want, have fun. But like, enough people joined the Discord that were just shitty people who did not care about being socially shamed and who did not fit in with the actual vibe of the server, that they ended up creating their own terrible spaces. And what they would do in those spaces is they would raid other servers, they would raid other people in the server, all right? They would bully people out of the server by chasing them around to the various different rooms. A whole bunch of things started happening. And it's because, without any sort of moderation, I let the terrible element just grow and grow and grow under the guise of inclusivity and saying like, okay, we all have free speech. We're all welcome here. We're going to all have these debates. But then they took that good nature that I provided and they basically ruined it with their bad behavior. So that's why what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is that all the shitty people came in and started abusing the other fucking people in the server. And then it got to a point where they were inviting people who weren't even like viewers of mine. They just knew that like this is a server that was unmoderated and they could fuck around in it. And I think it was like 2021 I started purging people And people were like screaming, "You can't do this! You can't do this to us! You're a free speech guy!" And I started purging people, and they're like, "I never liked you anyway. I don't even know who the fuck you are. I'm just here to fuck around." It's like, get the fuck out, right? So basically, I got to a point. I got to a point where I was like, you know what? The rights of liberalism can be used to destroy themselves if wielded by bad actors, by evil people, or by complete fucking retards. And that's why you see some memes. It's like, listen, liberal rights are people who have more than 120 IQ. It's like, you know what? Maybe that's actually the fucking maybe that's how it should be, you know? Yeah, it is. I gave them an inch, they took a mile. Yeah. So you know what? Gonna be a new Discord server. It will be open to right now. It's only open to donators. There is a new Discord server. It is only open to donators. It will eventually be open to everyone down the road sometime. But this will not be a server that I allow to go to shit. And all the fucking retards and glowies, people who are calling for actual violence, people who are actually bullying people who are actually breaking rules and then crying free speech about it later, none of them will be spared the wrath of Dev. You're good? Good. Then you know what? Get the fuck out. I don't care. If you don't like the new authoritarian Dev arc, then you know what? You can leave. Or you know what? If you don't like it, you'll probably end up doing something that'll have me ban you. So, pick your poison. You can leave, you can get banned, or you can, fall in line. I don't care anymore. And no, it doesn't mean that I'm banning critiques or criticisms of me. I'm not banning that shit. I'm banning people who are just fucking evil and terrible and who hide it through like a thin veneer of critique when there's not actually any critique there. They just want to shit on somebody. Or people who don't even have the veneer, who are just bad. I'm just getting rid of them. Yeah. And cooking and fitness streams to the cooking and fitness streams to the sub, or I'll move Willows into Terracotta's musical threat. Also, how to get on the new server. On the old server, if you're in the donator channels, there's pinned links to get on the new server. So if any of you have donated, you may come over to the new server. It's already there. It's already available. Yeah. Plato said this in his criticism of democracy. Yes, democracy, but retards ruin it. Real Holtzer, $5. I got 2 dates with different poly people this week. Wish me luck. Oh no, dude. Dude, not the polys. Not the polys. Skeptical Waves says, Dev, you consider these people newly exist due to the decline. Listen, Skeptical Waves, I hate to break it to you, buddy, because I know where your politics go, but the vast majority of people who I'm describing, they're more right-wingers than left-wingers. There are definitely left-wingers like this that I'm describing, but none of them would ever be caught dead in my server. They're all watching Vosh, and they all think I'm a fascist, all right? The ones who are in my server are right-wingers. And these are people who are, like, screaming about, like, wanting to do legitimate violence in real life. These are people who are screaming about how they just hate all trans people or all gay people or all black people sometimes. They're screaming about like how they want to just bully everyone else out of the server. They have been bullying people out of the server. Like there's a room where there's specifically meant no arguing, all right? No arguing in this room. This is a room to vent about your daily life and your troubles and how things might seem hopeless. It's like it is the we're all gonna make it bros room, all right? And some of these people would monitor that room and then bully the people who posted in there. And I am just not gonna tolerate that anymore. Did I miss super chat? Oh, $5. Thank you, Holtznader. We have freedom to achieve our best, not to mess things up for everyone. Yes, exactly. Right? Exactly. So, another liberal value is is not just free speech, but also free association. Okay? Yeah, exactly, Dylan Bowser. That's what it is, yeah. Free association is another liberal value. And that's the one I'm going to be leaning on more. Because I'm just tired of tolerating people who are fucking terrible, and frankly, who I look down on and I really don't like, and who I think actually make my community and what I'm trying to build worse. So they're going. They're all going to go. So by the way, if you are a donator and you are in the old server, the old server will eventually be nuked. So make sure to get yourself in the new server, okay? Tricky Mario for $5. Thank you. Articles, please. Otherwise, Carlos will punish you with constant lame puns. Dev's M. Bison arc for $5. Thanks, Jiggy Calzone. I just wonder why waste your life hate watching. Funny that it's more common on the right. Leftists try to cancel at a distance. I have noticed that, yeah. I think there's a lot of right-wingers who believed that I was a right-winger because I critiqued the left. I'm not a right-winger. So. Good, Deb. Just try to avoid too much screen time. I already do, man. I do actually go offline quite a bit now. I don't think I missed any super chats. I'm scrolling back up. I don't miss any super chats. Oh, here we go. I did find one. Sorry, Willison. Thanks for the $5. Dev, stop doing gaming and just do politics, or else I'll take Lives and Dev's Walls sublease and play Sabaton and Weird Al in the evening hours. Oh, I see. Tale as old as time. Yep, thank you. Thanks for all the super chats, guys. I do appreciate it. So yeah, anyway, I do have some plans for the upcoming months that will be that partially depend on if I get this Vyvanse thing worked out. But we'll see, right? And the plans do involve getting the weekly sip to episode 200, and then maybe at episode 200 changing up how I do some things about how I stream. I want to do more streams, all right? I want to be live more often. I don't want to do, and I don't mean the gaming stuff. The gaming stuff is like a fun bonus at the end of the day, right? I want to be live more often during the day, doing like research streams or politics streams, talking to people, maybe reading some books or reading court documents, reading papers, you know. I want to do more of that stuff. So I think at some point after weekly sip 200, I'm going to probably end the weekly sip. Maybe not end it, but turn it into like a segment of a larger stream and change things up about how I do streaming. I do want to do more streams. At the same time, I don't want to give up doing the gaming streams, because the gaming streams I find a lot of fun, you know? I like it when Dave and I hop on the couch and we play a video game, you know? And most of you guys don't watch that. I'd like it if you did, but I understand that most of you won't, because you're here for politics, not for gaming. But nonetheless, like I said earlier, I want to do it. I enjoy it. It is a great way for me to unwind at the end of the day. We're playing some Mario, or we're playing some whatever the fuck the game is, and I like it. So, I'd appreciate if you support that. That'd be nice. But I'm not going to get, just because I'm doing other streams, or I want to do other streams, doesn't mean that I want to give up the gaming stuff at night. All right. And then like more streams, which can probably be cut down into stream segments. So basically following the Twitch poll model of doing some streams. And I'll probably upload the stream segments to like the Devin Friends channel. Actually, yeah, that's another one. There was a guy on the can I fucking show you this? Hold on. Yeah, there's Devin Friends, which is where I upload like my talks with people. Like I do debates with people. I talk to Brianna Wu. I talk to whoever. It goes on Devin Friends, right? And can I fucking find this? No, it's gone. I think it's gone. Is it on? Maybe it's this one. Hold on. I'm gonna look for it. Yeah, like here. I'll show you another example. Okay. This guy. I am now sufficiently sick of seeing notifications from this channel for ancient videos that I have unsubscribed. I just said good. Like, get the fuck out. All right. Devin Friends is meant to be an archive of streams, and it's going to be an archive of stream segments in the future. This is what the channel's for. All right. Fuck, I hate people who do that shit. Dev getting one guy to people not even in the stream. Yeah, kind of. I watch the gaming stream. Seeing Dave and Naomi call you retard constantly is fun. Yeah, EFAP highlights. Yeah, basically the Devin Friends channel is going to become like a stream highlights channel. I'll probably move a whole bunch of old streams over there, or maybe I'll leave some here. I don't know how I'm going to organize it, but basically Devin Friends will become stream highlights channel once I start doing more streams. So more streams is a plan. If the gaming stuff ever happens to take off, or at least slowly grow, that would also be nice, because continuing that and expanding that is also the plan. Maybe refining some of that. Both of these kind of are predicated on me losing weight, though, because I'm like, I understand the appeal of Hassan. He's in good shape, which is why lots of people watch him. Like, if you ever see me on the fucking gaming channel, I'm a fat blob. I see. I watch you for your sips and whatever commentary videos you upload. I care very little for the video game streams, TBH. And see, here's the thing: like Valmedic, that's your business, right? That is your business, Valmedic. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing them. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to watch what I'm putting out, but I'm not going to stop putting out things that you're not interested in because I still enjoy them. That's what I mean. All right. And also, yeah, I know, Daddy, editor's coming. Yes, that's happening. That's happening, Daddy. That's coming in the next month or two. Hold on. Let me try to find a good example. Don't ruin your brand, Dev. I don't care about my brand. Come on, you fucking my NAS is going slow. It's just a one guy emote. I think there already is like a one guy emote on 7TV. Okay, yeah. So Dave and I played through Lies of P, right? I also want to interact with the community more. Yes, I do want to do more like call-ins or whatever with the community. Yes. Okay, hold on. Like here. Okay, just wait. Yeah, so here, I'll this is like a VOD of one of the gaming streams here. This is Lies of P. Like, I'm fat, all right? I look quite fat. Now Dave looks skinnier than me, but his slouching doesn't help because he's like a giga sloucher. He's actually taller than me, but I look much bigger than him because I'm really fat. I'm also more muscular than him by a lot. Like, I have a lot of muscle too, but I'm also really fat, and he's just like a sloucher. He has like tiny arms, like really like thin wrists, thin legs, and he's a tall guy and he slouches. So like, and also I'm just fat. Before I can do any sort of professional streaming that has my face on it, I gotta lose some fucking weight, guys. Like, that's just the truth. All right. That's just how it is. I still have the Flash shirt, yeah. I wonder my dad calls you fatso. So like, I got before I can actually do any of this sort of slouch maxing posture, Chad. Go do as and losing 100 pounds. I'd like to, you know what I mean? Like, I think before I can do any sort of streaming with my face on it, like that's more serious than just me being on a couch with Dave, I gotta lose weight. Gotta lose weight. Because I don't think, like, if I put my face on this stream instead of this artwork, I don't think this stream's going fucking anywhere. Go VTuber. Make a VTube avatar. PC, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, dude. Thank you. Flattercats for $5. Is there a list of games you plan to stream? Because most of them don't really interest me. But I'd watch, for example, Crosscode stream. I mean, I want to play Crosscode. It is on the list, but like, we're finishing up Sea of Stars, and I'm probably gonna give like, you know, retro new games a short break before I start the next one. Honestly, the game list is like never ending and always growing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of the point that I'm getting across here. Is like my stream plans for both the gaming channel and for this channel, I think just require me to lose weight before it'll ever take off. Because I think at some level I'm just too gross to watch. You know what I mean? Um, and yes, obviously, of course for my own health too. Yes, Jiggy, I agree with you on that. Yeah. Um, beyond that, I mentioned earlier dividing up my content into different types of shows but I need different artwork, and I need different artwork, and I need to figure out how I want to divide it. Basically, I have plans, but they're going to take a little bit of time to set in stone. And honestly, even just having that one good week on Vyvanse kind of showed me what I was capable of doing. You know what I mean? Because on that one week, man, I got so much stuff done before I upped the dose. I got so much good work done, so I can do it. I just gotta deal with this stuff. I love the current video background with you smiling and all the evil words cycling. It's amazing. I don't know. I feel like I gotta update it or something. I think I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. No new artwork till you lose your first 10 pounds? Maybe. Well, a lot of the new art assets are already coming in. Like the gaming stream already has new art assets. And I'd say about half the new art assets for SFO are already in as well. But yeah, that's the plan. That I've just outlined my plan for the next few months. More streams, research streams. Gonna try to basically get the stream stuff locked down for both gaming and non-gaming content, and then try to organize the video essays, because I would love it if like Devon Friends were a stream segments channel for the streams that I do. SFO still posted like my scripted takes, because my scripted takes are they take more time to kind of put together, but it's still doable. Um, and then like anything else is just like kind of fun stuff. Like the dev kit channel is fun. No one really watches it, but it's where I just do my vlogs. I just kind of hang out there. It's like, oh, I feel like talking about this thing today, so I'll do a vlog about it, or I'll talk about a movie, or I'll talk about like a piece of technology I've just tinkered with. Like the dev kit channel is like my personal like channel just for me. You know what I mean? The TF2, remember that, dude? The TF2 server is up on the new server. Listen, new Discord server has Minecraft, has TF2. Things are okay. Yeah, the evil words meme is getting old in the background. When people don't get it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just rambling and repeating myself at this point. So, never heard of your personal blog? Yeah. My personal vlog channel is called The Dev Kit. Yeah, The Dev Kit is what it's called. And yes, Santon High, the new Discord server is linked in the donation room of the old server. So get yourself in the Clay Castle. Hey man, it's been a while. Here, I'm gonna grab some water. Listen, I've now just been talking about like personal stuff and like my health and my feelings and my plans for like an hour and a half at this fucking point. So I'm sorry it's been so long. But you know what? You guys want to talk about articles now? You guys want to talk about articles now? Here. I do buy old games and consoles. I also mod them. It's just like a fun side project for me. Here, I'm gonna grab some water, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, just give me a second, all right? Hold on. Also, the new chair is doing very well. Listen, listen. My long-term goal after I move and I have the studio built is that like maybe just me on my own. Maybe me and a co-host will do a show called like the Daily Sip instead of the Weekly Sip. And what we'll do is I'll stream for like 4 or 5 hours, and I'll cover articles or news or just research things, and I'll do that like 5 times a week, something like that. Hold on. Someone in the chat says everyone with their weight loss advice. SFO doesn't want to lose weight. That's why he's trying to hype himself to do it. People don't get fat for nothing. No, some guy on the internet. That's not how it is. I do want to actually lose weight. It's just I don't have the time to devote to like an hour-long workout every day or something, unfortunately. Bring back the porn star, bring back Lilith. Okay, sure. $20. Hey Dev, for losing weight, I recommend a no commitment gym membership like Planet Fitness. Instead of spending hundreds for equipment, I might get tired of. I know a couple of months of dues, turning $25 per month. Listen, here's the thing. I've been in shape before. I've been fat and then lost all the weight before, so I know exactly how to do it. I appreciate all the advice, but I know what to do it. I just got to find the time, you know? I think like this desk, you guys have probably heard my desk slowly collapsing over the years. I'm going to buy a new desk when I move. And then once I move, I'm going to have probably a standing desk that like goes up and down, and one of those things where I can walk in place while I do my work. I love that average American class tweet you made a month ago with a picture of Miss Frizzle's class. It made me smile. It was funny because people are saying this is an average American class in 2024. Look at how there's no white people in it. It's like there's like a bunch of black kids and like some white kids, and there's like some like Indian kids or Chinese whatever, right? And I just posted a picture of Miss Frizzle's class. Like people are fucking losing it, dude. It's like, why are there so many black people in America? I mean, there have been for a long fucking time, dude. This ain't anything new. Fucking weirdos. Did you post those graphs in the economy unironically? The information on them and your claims and what they say don't line up. Yes, they do. Hold on, I'll pull them up again. They absolutely do. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, where is it? Okay. I'm pulling them all up. Hold on. I did 3 tweets that were kind of similar. 3 or 4, actually. Hold on. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, so. Here we go. Okay, so. I'll bring it in. This is me making fun of all like the fucking dissident right weirdos who are talking about this. Civilization is collapsing. Everything is crumbling around you. Keep watching those TikToks of blacks kicking the shit out of whites. Let it completely color your perception of the real world that you barely interact with. Take the black pill through my sponsored link. And I posted it with the violent crime rate in the United States just going the fuck down over the course of the 90s. It's mostly leftoids who complain about Biden's violent crime bill. Some rightoids complain about it too, but mostly leftoids. But you know what? It fucking worked. Like, oh shit. The Democrats passed a bill in the 1990s that massively curtailed crime. That sounds pretty fucking good to me. But yeah, like, violent crime going down. It's a pretty good trend right there. The second one that I posted, people are saying like, yeah, you sound like a Muscovite during the USSR, being comfortable in the main province while the rest live in squalor. I have traveled my fair share, and all I see is countries being ruined by mass immigrants and treasonous governments. It's like, okay, well, where's the ruin? Yeah. You've seen TikToks of druggies wandering around San Francisco and said the whole world sucks, but in reality, things are actually getting better. So, like, here, let's see. So, this is violent crime, same one, going down. We've already seen this, right? Here's this one. Real wages rise again as wage growth outpaces inflation. So, real wages are wages adjusted for inflation. So, if inflation's going up, but real wages are going up higher, you're actually making more money, even adjusted for inflation, right? So, for example, there was during the COVID bullshit from here to here, there was a lot of economic problems, all right? Now, you might say those economic problems, they were a price we had to pay to deal with the emergency. You might say that the price that we paid was way too high, that it did not deserve that kind of response and that they ruined things. Either way, we're out of that era now. We're past that. And now that things have actually begun to return to normal, things are in fact improving again. All right. Consumer price index, average hourly earnings, real average hour, and then the real average hourly earnings. So yes, real wages are once again outpacing inflation. And then there's what was this one here? Right, the poverty rate in the United States. Yeah. So like poverty has gone like up and down. It peaked at 15% in like 93. It went down to like, what is that? 11 and a quarter, went up a bit, went down a bit, and then it was the lowest in 2019. Then this little hump here seems to be the COVID hump of poverty. I don't think it's going back up again, guys. People are like, we're all living in squalor. Like, are you? Like, where the fuck are you? Like, I mean, there's less people in poverty than after the fucking 2008 collapse. What do you mean? And then there's this one where like this guy is saying that like it's so hard for millennials to buy a house now. You look at this. Gen Z on track with older generations' home ownership rates. So basically each one of these lines is what percentage of that generation owned a house and at what age they owned a house at, right? So let's look at the baby boomers. That's like the brown line that goes really far. Right. So something like, what is this? 10, 15% of baby boomers owned a house at age 15. Or sorry, age 18. All right. It's now something like, what is this? 60% or 70% of baby boomers owned a house at 40. Right? So that's the baby boomer line. Goes up. Look at Gen X. Same thing. 10, 15% own a house at 18. At 40, it looks like just slightly less than the baby boomers, but pretty close, right? The millennial line. In fact, the millennial line actually started off a bit better than the baby boomers and the Gen Xers. At 18, a few more of them actually owned houses. And their line, like it dips a little bit below here, but it catches back up. So like millennials at age 40 are pretty close to the other generations in terms of their house ownership rates, right? And then Gen Z started even higher, and they're actually doing okay so far too, right? There's the line. So there's this perception of the economy as being completely and utterly fucked beyond repair, and everything's collapsing, everything's terrible, there's rampant violence in the streets. And I think a lot of this is honestly just pushed by social media, because you're scrolling all day seeing viral sensationalist clips of like druggies wandering around the streets of San Francisco in a haze, or you're seeing like these just random violence of people just fighting in the street, right? And especially if you follow that one guy who posts only black on white violence clips. If you follow him, you think there's a race war going on. All right. But in actuality, things seem to be pretty much in line where they should be, right? Like, it seems like millennials are owning homes at roughly the same rate as previous generations. Crime seems to be going down. The economy seems to have recovered. Like, all the numbers that we can pull up and look at, they don't show. The numbers don't correlate to what people are feeling. People are feeling like in their guts that a collapse is coming. But the data doesn't show the collapse. So there's two possible interpretations of what's going on here. One interpretation is that there is no collapse and people are just fucking schizoids because they spend too much time on the internet. That's possible. Another interpretation is that there is actually a collapse, but it's somewhere that our data can't see. And like for some reason it's like a collapse coming in from a novel direction that we're not studying or we don't understand, and people's intuition can pick up on it, but we just don't know how to capture it and understand it in any sort of reasonable way. All right. So it could be either of those situations. Artemis Fowl says this seems like an intellectual failure to understand data. How so, Artemis? How so? Or they're lying. Okay, here's the thing. If you want to say that they're lying, Avalon, you can say that. But now you have to like prove a whole bunch of other shit for me to accept that, because these come from multiple institutions that do not they're not all the same power block. All right. If like different governments and different universities and different institutions are all saying this is probably the case, you need you now need to show that they're all lying. Let's see what else. Hold on, I'm still scrolling here. Let me grab all the supers. Titanium for $5. I think doing the research streams once a week is a good start. Start building the habits now. Possibly, yes. $10 from Snardigan. Thank you. People want to feel like things are worse than they actually are so they can justify misery and learned helplessness. Internet-induced mental illness is the real crisis. Yes. Yes, I absolutely think that's the case, Snardigan. I think lots of people, they fucking suck, all right? They're sad, they're sitting inside, they're scrolling on their phones all day, they have nothing going for them, they can't get a fucking girlfriend, they can't hold down a fucking job, their life sucks, they're like 35 living with their parents, and they're just like, this is someone's fault. It's gotta be. If they're leftists, they'll say the bourgeoisie. If they're rightists, they'll say the globalist elite. But they're saying basically the same thing. It's got to be the man keeping me down. It's like, no, all right? Like, just deal with it yourself. Or deal with it your fucking self. Like, maybe you should solve your own fucking problems before you start talking about how the entire world's out to get you. Artist Foul, $5. That graph literally means nothing, Dev. Real wages increasing 0.5% after falling 23% doesn't leave people in a better position than when they started. Yes, okay, so I understand this point of view. The issue is that you can't really go back, right? So, for example, when people talk about, I know this is not what you're saying, Artemis. I'm just using this as an example, okay? People talk about inflation, right? Inflation was 8% during COVID lockdowns, and now inflation's back down to 2%. And it's like, well, there you go. Inflation's decreased. But people are saying, dude, but the prices are still high. It's like, you can't go back. You can't go through a deflationary period of negative 8%. All right? Because, like, inflation fucking sucks. But so does deflation. All right? You can't actually have the prices go back. Because basically, both inflation and deflation cause their own economic problems. And it's better to not move at all. All right, it's better to have your dollar relatively fixed and set, and things are good. But if you go through an inflationary period, it would cause more damage to then go through a deflationary period to get back to where you were. It's actually better to stop and stay where you are. Yeah, inflation is a rate of change, yes. Is he, look at the guy. This guy who just chatted is what I'm talking about. He says, "Wait! Inflation does not go down." Yes, it does. Yes, because inflation isn't the price. Inflation is the rate of change of the price over time, right? So if something cost $1 and then you go through some inflation and now it costs $2 and then it stays at $2 for like 10 years, what that means is inflation has stopped. Yes. But anyway, to talk about what Artemis was saying, yeah, like it does suck that we went through this period of contraction because of COVID, and you can argue whether or not that was necessary. That's a different conversation, but it happened, and now we're now on the upswing again and starting to recover. If your argument is that we haven't recovered everything we've lost during COVID yet, that's true, but we will. I'm actually quite confident that we will, given enough time. I have read plus-sized elf manga. Yes, I have. I like it. It's funny. I'm not claiming we had deflation. I'm claiming that we shouldn't have it, and that people who want prices to go back down to what they were before they want it. Tricky Mario for $5. Thank you. I'm a game show fan too, and I've seen plenty of black contestants in the 70s and 80s game shows, along with their minorities. Yeah, like you can't say this about Europe, but America has actually always been a multi-ethnic nation since its founding. And this idea of we want it to be a white nation, like fucking stupid. What else? Let's see here. What's the other super chats? Let's take a look at them. $5 from Wonderful Galaxy. Inflation Rule 34. Thanks, dude. Anonymous Coward for $5. It could be a recession in an industry-specific areas. Tech is a bloodbath right now with mass layoffs and high supply of workers on and offshore. Oh yeah, there's definitely that too, right? Like we've been seeing like all those tech companies just like shedding people. Like Twitch is shedding people, and Amazon and what was it like? LinkedIn just fired some people. Like lots of tech jobs are going away right now. But honestly, a lot of them are useless jobs. A lot of them are just like that fucking Instagram girl who does nothing all day. Right? A lot of them are just useless, shitty jobs, and it's probably better that they go. He sent me a Streamlabs. Let me go take a look at it, Artemis. Thank you. As always, Artemis, thanks. I'll load it in. Hold on. $5 from Taras Shevchenko. Proposition. You get 8% deflation, but your 401k crashes 50%. Was it worth it? Probably not. Dr. Diddler, $2. Stop talking about your sick inflation fetishes. $5 from Lives and Does Walls. I live with a fat Canadian gamer, his gout-ridden manservant, and his genocidal child bride. This is clearly society's fault. Billions must sneed. $5. Snardigan. Every time Shu says line go up, world more gooder, I feel like yelling, yes, growth is good. See, when people do the line go up meme, they're generally talking about like GDP, which is not good. Like GDP doesn't matter because GDP is like you can have a suffering population and GDP can go up, right? So GDP is not the line you should look at. There are other lines, but those lines are going up too. All right, like child mortality going down, worldwide poverty going down. Poverty in our country is going down. All right. Violent crime going down. War going down. All right. So many things are actually better than they were. It's slow. There's setbacks. Sometimes there's setbacks that take hold that last whole generations. But things are actually getting better. Okay. Like calm down, you fucking doomers. Things are okay. Wonderful Galaxy, $5. I'm stupid. Why is deflation bad? So, deflation is bad. Deflation is bad because it incentivizes you not to spend your money, right? So, for example, let's say that you have your $100. And with that $100, you want to buy, here, hold on. Let's say you have $1,000. With $1,000, you want to buy a TV. Okay? And you're like, I'll buy the TV. But if you're in a deflationary period, it's like, dude, the TV's price will drop by like $100 in 6 months because of deflation, because prices are going down, because money's worth more. You know, as inflation goes up, money's worth less. As deflation goes up, money's worth more. So it's like, I shouldn't spend my money right now because I can get the same thing for less money in 6 months. So I'll just hold on to my money, right? And so everyone holds on to their money. And now you're in a situation where, like, if deflation is high enough, it completely disincentivizes any form of spending. So it's like, you know, I have these business needs, right? I got to replenish my tools, replenish my whatever. But you know what? Those tools and materials and supplies, they'll all be a lot cheaper in 6 months. So I'll just push through and just make do with it. All right. And then what you have is, if you're going through deflation, what you have is people are now buying less things, which means that the producers of those things, they don't have to produce as much, right? It's like, well, shit, no one's buying our products, you know? No one's buying the TVs we're making. Fuck, I guess we gotta produce less TVs, which means less income for them, which means you gotta lay people off, because now there's not enough work for people because you're not making as much stuff, right? And so you can actually enter into a deflation spiral where your economy completely stagnates. No one's making anything anymore, no one's buying anything anymore, and no one has any jobs, right? So deflation has its own set of bad things if that goes too high. Just like how with inflation, if you have runaway inflation, now your money's worth nothing. Everything's like, the prices and everything are sky high. You can't afford anything anymore. Like, both inflation and deflation have their own problems. Okay, what else? What's next? Artemis, $10. Let's see. CPI is a highly manipulated figure and has almost zero transparency how it factors its values. Doesn't account for a shrinkflation that is obviously happening. Don't put faith in graphs that mean nothing. At the very least, you will have to provide me with something else to counter it, Artemis. But thank you for the $10. I do appreciate it. $5. Deflation isn't bad. No, it is. Lower gas prices increase the economic growth of a nation. Inflation and deflation are natural and happen all the time. Yes, something being natural doesn't make it good. That's a dumb argument, all right? Inflation and deflation do happen all the time, but there's negative effects to too much inflation, and there's negative effects to too much deflation, all right? The gold standard's fucking retarded. Jesus, gold fucking standard. Okay. There we go. Yeah. The deflationary spiral. The Great Depression was regarded by some as a deflationary spiral. Oh. Wow, okay. See, I wanted to look up an example of a deflationary spiral, because I knew Japan had one at one point. I didn't think it'd be the Great Depression. Okay. But okay. But no, deflation can be bad, yes. Yeah, I'll grab your other super chat, Artemis. Give me a second here. Cocaine is natural, so it's good for you. Thanks, dude. Where's the fucking... Okay, hold on. Artemis for $5 says, inflate these balls in your mouth. Fuck you. Dev, you definitely have time to work out. I doubt you are doing anything when you first wake up, my dude. I'm adding up all my time. A lot of my time is spent on putting together stuff for articles, or no, for videos, but it's not properly utilized, primarily because of the ADHD symptoms, which that 1 week on 10 milligrams of Vyvanse actually helped a lot. I think with better organization, I'll be able to like cobble together extra time to do a lot of the things that I want to do. But right now, I'm a disorganized mess. I need to work on that first. But listen, thanks very much for everything. Agorizer. They're both bad, but let's only let them do the one that hurts the little guy and makes mega property holders better off. Are you a communist? Are you complaining about the bourgeois? Sean King, $5. I now mostly only listen to you and What If Autist because the amount of autistic research you guys do. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Sammy G, $10. Every time I hear Dev talk about weight loss, it loses my mind a little. LOL. If you're really serious about fixing your health, I have way better advice for you than some influencer, and no exercise needed. Well, Sammy, wait, Sammy, where are you? I'm gonna moderate. I'm gonna add. Wait, is this you, Sammy? Okay, no, there you are. Sammy, listen, Sammy. I understand like the gut flora stuff because that's something you research, right? Well, I mean, fine. Here, you know what? I will take you up on it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Toss me a DM in Discord, Sammy, and we'll do it. Okay. Just eat tapeworm eggs. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll fucking do. Sammy, are you even in Discord? Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. Sammy. Are you not even in the fucking Discord? Here, hold on. I have Dr. Diddler on Discord. And aren't Sammy and Dr. Diddler friends? Because you just put me in a group. You can't figure out Discord. Are you serious? Are you an old lady? Okay, hold on. I'll DM you on Twitter, okay? There is a new Discord for my community because the old one is shit and full of fucking losers. And I'm making a new one. Oh, yeah, Sammy's a Zoomer. That's right. Zoomers can't do technology. Okay. Here, you know what? Even though the new Discord is donator only, I'll DM Sammy an invite to the new donator only Discord for free. Nepotism is happening, guys. Nepotism is happening live on stream. Hold on. Where's the invite? And how do you get to fucking invites? I'll just copy the one from over here. Hold on. See, I also don't know how things work. I also don't know fucking how things work. Okay. Listen. Okay, here, Sammy. I've pasted it to you. There you go. So listen, kiddos. Here's what's going on. Dev, that's unfair to others. Sammy's my friend, though. It's okay. Listen, for those of you who have like a recurring $5 donation through Twitch or YouTube or Patreon or Subscribestar, then you get into the donator room in the old Discord. And the donator room in the old Discord has a link to the new Discord. Put the articles I've given you, Dev. Artemis, you give me so much shit. I don't know what to. I have like 200 fucking messages from you I still got to get through. Here. I do have my own articles you can talk about. You want to talk about those? Is it articles time, guys? I have not heard about the MoMA Max nonsense. I know that like Stardust is covering it and Chud Logic and everyone. I know they're all covering it, but like, I haven't been following the drama. I'm sure it's fucking hilarious though. I'll go back and look at it when it's all been wrapped up, I think, and get the full story all at once. Also, Sammy, you're talking. You're not even talking in DMs. Anyway, the new server, the new Discord server, is donator only for now. Donator only for now. But it'll be open eventually. Artemis says, don't ask for evidence if you aren't going to look at rebuttals on the stream. Oh my god, fine, you fucking autismo. Give me a sec. Fucking. All the shit. Okay. Let's see. What is it? Read Sammy's advice as an article. Okay, let's see. Let's read it. Let's read the article that Artemis has given us. Is the U.S. purposefully... opinion piece, so this may or may not be the truth. Wait, Sammy, you can't have more than one tab open? Oh my god. Okay. Listen. Is the U.S. purposefully... Wait, bro, get to the articles already. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Is the U.S. purposely underreporting inflation? It's hard not to wonder when you look at how it's calculated. Okay. How a 400% increase in the price of a TV ends up being a 7.1% decrease, according to calculations of the Department of Government Statistics. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this works. We're living in a world where people seem to relish in the consumption of misinformation. That is, different versions of reality and alternative facts. Some of the stuff people believe is beyond loony. For instance, it's easy to dismiss the truly wacky stories from the QAnon world about politicians and Hollywood elites drinking the blood of babies. It's very... To be fair, I think a lot of the right-oids that I talk to would believe this, though. It's very... Bully Sammy! Everyone bully Sammy! Wait, Sammy, here. I'll call off the bullying against Sammy if you draw more dev fan art. I have to siphon at least 5% away of your attention from Adam and Sitch. Okay. It's very difficult, however, to detect the deception that takes place when government agencies report on matters related to the economy. So difficult, in fact, that most economists don't even understand it. Never mind the general public. Okay. One of the most damaging deceptions emanates from the methods used by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics calculation of the Consumer Price Index. The reported CPI is currently running at just under 7% annualized. You might be surprised to hear that the number would be closer to 15% if the BLS used the same formula it did in the 1970s. So, this might be the case, but it also might be the case that they changed because the new formula is more accurate or appropriate than the old one. This is implying that they're trying to hide it by changing the formula, but it actually might not be the case at all. Schnitzel says, I'm not a VTuber anymore. I'm just Schnitzel. Well, hey, Schnitzel. Welcome back, buddy. Thanks for the $2. At some point in the 1990s, the U.S. Congress decided the old formula needed updating, so they introduced several methodological improvements. In fact, over the past 30 years, they have changed their methods of calculation 20 times. Making any sense of their approach is impossible, as the BLS does not disclose the raw data it uses in its formulas. In the art of illusion, keeping a secret is the greatest sleight of hand. Okay, so this is Flair it probably would be good for them to disclose raw data, I think. But also, again, changing formula does not necessarily mean that it's bad. Every 20 pounds Dev loses, I draw fan art. Okay, you know what, Sammy? I'll talk to you after the stream about it, okay? $10, Sean King. I was talking with my professor the other day, either who has a PhD in gut flora. He said they recently concluded that your gut flora has light to no effect on your weight. Oh, okay. Okay. The changes fall into two broad categories. First, adjusting prices based on what the BLS refers to as hedonic changes in quality through innovation, where the consumer derives additional pleasure from a specific product, such as a computer, TV, or appliance, results in reducing or eliminating the real life price increase. Okay. So, I think what this basically means is like the next model of TV is worth more, but it also has more features that people like. So the price to feature ratio remains the same. That makes sense? The approach they use is so complex, even Stephen Hawking would have difficulty deciphering it. As an example, the following is the BLS's own attempt at an explanation of their approach when calculating the hedonic value improvement of a TV set. Okay, let's see. Item A is a television that is no longer available, and it has been replaced by a new item, television B. The characteristics in bold differ between the two TVs. There is a large degree of quality change, and there is a very large 400% difference in prices of the TVs. Rather than using the 400% increase in the price between item A and item B, the quality adjusted rate of price change is measured by the ratio of the price of item B in the current period, $1,050, over an estimated price of item B in the previous period. And that makes sense. Yeah, like different eras the TV comes out, different prices and qualities. So you take what you know about stats and go back in time and say this TV would be worth this much at this point of time. Yeah, I hate extra features. I hate extra. Yeah, okay, it's nerd again. To derive the estimated price of item B, we use the following equation, where PB T plus S minus 1 is the quality adjusted price, PA T plus S minus 1 is the price of item A in the previous period, and is the constant E, the inverse of the natural logarithm, exponentiated by the difference of the summations of the B's for the set of characteristics that differ between items A and B. The exponentiation step is done to transform the coefficients from the semi-logged form to a linear form before adjusting the price. So, like, this isn't so complex. This is like high school level math, guys. Like, it's definitely like grade 12 level, like level high school math, but still, like how do you understand this? Because what they're doing is they're saying, okay, TV A came out in 2010, TV B came out in 2020. Here's their prices. Here's their feature difference. All right. Now, with the price and the feature difference between the two TVs, and also the rate of inflation, you can now calculate what TV B would have been worth if it came out alongside TV A. Once you calculated that, you look at the difference, now you know inflation. But, like, you don't... It makes sense. This makes fucking sense. Nothing confusing about this. Nothing's wrong with this. Okay. A TV that has gone up in price by 400% is reported in the CPI as going down in price by 7%. Tell that to the average salaried worker who just had to buy a new TV set while his salary hasn't increased in years. He couldn't care less. At the end of the day, it still represents a bigger chunk of his paycheck. As they say in the software world, garbage in, garbage out. So, I don't know, man. Because, yeah, you don't got to buy... If you're a poor guy who has to replace his old TV, you don't got to buy the TV that it has a 400% price increase on the actual number. What you can do is just go buy the cheaper TV. It still exists. Buy a lower end TV that's more in line with your fucking budget. Oh, God, this is stupid. All right. Dev, you can't question these things. If they say it's too complicated for you, it's too complicated. That's what Forbes taught me. No, man, this is dumb. Uh, like the fact that this makes sense and is not actually them like hiding the true inflation, but it's like, oh yeah, different. Like you got to calculate inflation by looking at like different products and like their differences and when they came out and the different prices, and you kind of eyeball it by calculating it all together. Like, yeah, that seems completely reasonable to me. What's the problem here? Okay. The other calculation method used by government statistics is substitution. Put simply, if one item in your basket goes up in price, they can choose to change the item to one in a similar category. Take meat products as an example. If beef prices go up, they can substitute with chicken. That sounds kind of ridiculous, actually. Yeah, that's kind of dumb, isn't it? If chicken prices go up, why not try some ham? Cheddar instead of Swiss cheese. You get the picture. The inflation of protein products may explain why Spam canned meat sales have recently hit a record high for the 7th year in a row. So if they're doing this I think is actually shadier. Saying we're gonna like just get a different product that looks close enough, and we're not gonna do any of those balancing act they did here. This actually looks shady. I don't like this. If this is how it's actually happening, I don't like this. Thumbnail is furries, talks about inflation, and this checks out. The weighting of items in the CPI basket also produces a distorted picture of the cost of living, especially for lower income groups. As an example, food and beverages represent only 50% of the index. Okay. Meat, poultry, fish, fruits, and vegetables only represent a combined 3% of the index. Makes you wonder what the BLS people expect people. Oh my god. Well, no, because food represents this much because there's other things to buy than food. Dev, your explanation would make sense until you realize the CPI chooses items arbitrarily in order to produce a negative CPI. Comparable substitutions at every level, they can make these changes. Zero transparency, says Artemis for $20. Thank you very much. Well, let's keep going with the article you sent. Items in the basket, such as travel, are not in your budget. In 2021 alone, rents have increased 18%, and as most of us know from going to the grocery store, all food items are going through the roof. Sugar, corn, wheat, coffee. Here's the funny thing about this, all right? All of you guys in America screaming about the free market. We're libertarians. We want a free market. You know what a free market is? The free market is your landlord can raise your rent 18%. You know what my rent got raised last year? Like 2%. You want to know why? Because we don't have a free market in renting here. You know what we have? We have state mandated rent control on all rental properties that only allows them to increase rent alongside inflation. My rent got raised 45%. Damn. That sucks, dude. Yeah, in Canada, all rent is pegged to inflation. Like the initial rental price. The initial rental price is basically like they post the price as what they think it is. But after you've moved in, you have a right to basically only have rent increased by so much in line with inflation. And it's fucking based. Nationalized land equals free. No. Oh, fuck. God, you're not hearing what I'm saying. Your landlord owns the place that he rents to you, right? And the government does not control how much he can increase his rent on you, right? So he'll increase it 18%, and you free market cucks will like it. That's the free market. Mandatory 500% rent increase to all single mothers. Based. $2 from Lives and Does Walls. Thank you. My landlord can try raising rent. Let's actually do that. Hold on, number sign. Not in Ontario anymore. If it's a new construction, they can up the rent. I don't think that's true, but let's look. Let's look. Okay, let's look. Hold on. In Ontario, can new constructions have rent increases? Let's see. Hold on. Hold on, let me look into it. I'm quickly skimming this. I don't want to have another fucking random ass article. I'm quickly skimming it. I think what this is talking about is initial rent. I don't want to get sidetracked fucking again, though. I don't want to get sidetracked anymore. No more articles. Stop sending me one. Stop. Terrace $5. In the U.S., rent control is instituted. More apartments get converted into condos and sold. Do you see something similar happen in Canada? No, actually. No. Funnily enough, that's not happening here, as far as I can tell. Artemis Fowl, $5. My second article shows that the claim of the economy returning to normal is wrong. That the CPI is a lie on top of this article. Oh my God. I don't want to keep getting fucking sidetracked. Alexander Bryant, $5. I'm behind on the stream, but what I think is going on is not economically but social. Things are really icing right now. You can make pretty good money. Thank you for the $10, Alexander Bryant. Appreciated. But what do you hold on? No, you're right. Sorry. My brain's all over the place right now. You're right. I think a lot of what's going on isn't economic, it's social. People feel like things are actually bad when they're not. That's what I think's going on. Okay. Here, hold on. I'm looking up. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Listen, you guys in the fucking chat talking about research streams, this is what they are. We're researching. Buckle in. Hold on. Because of some shortcomings of the Consumer Price Index, notably that it uses static expenditure weighting and it does not account for substitutions, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, PCEPI, is an alternative price index used by the Federal Reserve, among others, to measure inflation. From January 1959 through July 2018, inflation measured by the PCEPI has averaged at 3.3%, while using the CPI, it's averaged at 3.8%. That's still pretty close. Okay, hold on. Let's see these two different things here. Okay. Let's pull the data up. Okay. So, the Consumer Price Index. Blue and red lines are the Consumer Price Index, measuring inflation. Green and purple lines are the Personal Consumption Expenditures, measuring inflation. And it seems like when you actually take in those other things into account that they do, Inflation's actually lower? Now, hold on. So the PCEPI takes into account the substitution effect, which is your criticism of the CPI, Artemis. But it seems like the PCEPI has less highs and lows in measured inflation. Like, huh. Okay. What is this? Data for ants? Ballcrafter, you're bored? Then get the fuck out. God damn it. Let's see here. Oh god, Artemis, what's wrong with it then? Tell me what's wrong with it this time. You fuck. Yeah, comparison to CPI. Here we go. The formula effect accounts for different formulas used to calculate the two indexes. Okay, different formula. Weight account. Okay, the weight effect accounts for relative importance. Okay, out of pocket spending. Okay, okay. Let me put it this way. Artemis. Artemis, do you have any actual data? Since this other index doesn't show what you're saying. Artemis, do you have any actual data that shows that things are just getting wildly worse and out of control? Like, you know what I mean? Is there any actual data that things are getting like incredibly, really fucking bad here? You know what I mean? Okay, hold on. Artemis's other article. Okay. Is it this one? No, we just read this one. What's the other one? This one. This one. Okay. Okay. Second article. Credit card balances spiked in the third quarter to a 1.08 trillion record. Damn. What are y'all using your credit cards on? Collectively, Americans now owe 1.08 trillion on their credit cards. Persistently higher prices have caused consumers to spend down their savings and increasingly turn to credit cards to make ends meet. At the same time, credit cards are one of the most expensive ways to borrow money. What are you guys buying? Like if you're buying food, it's one thing. If you're just buying big TVs, I don't give a shit. Like you're retarded. Okay. Credit card balances have spiked by 1.54 billion year over year. Credit card balances experienced a large jump in the third quarter, consistent with strong consumer spending and real GDP growth. Okay. What are they spending it on? Credit card delinquency also rose across the board, especially among millennials or borrowers between the ages of 30 and 39 who are burdened by high levels of student loan debt. Oh, is this a student loan debt thing, maybe? Okay. With most people feeling strained by higher prices for food, gas, and housing, most cardholders are carrying debt from month to month or falling behind on their payments. And a greater percentage of balances are going more than 180 days delinquent. Nearly 1/10 of credit card users find themselves in persistent debt when they are charged more in interest fees each year than they pay towards the principal, a pattern that is increasingly difficult to break. The issue really is, what are they buying with this stuff? Because if it's literally like Netflix and Starbucks, I don't care. They can simply fucking burn. $2 from Lives and Devs Walls. We're buying super chats. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Loved the last video, Dev, from Donovan. Thank you, dude. Okay. $5. Artemis Fowl. To be clear, this article is directly addressing your claim that it's social because you are incapable of understanding the graphs you are throwing. That is not true, Artemis. That is not true, but thank you for the money. The Need video was great. Another classic. Thank you very much, Mr. Bra. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Why credit cards debt keeps rising. Despite the steep cost, consumers often turn to credit cards in part because they're more accessible than other types of loans. That comes at the expense of other long-term financial goals. That's money that doesn't go to a college fund or down payment on a home purchase. Okay. Until recently, most Americans benefited from a few government-supplied safety nets, most notably the large injection of stimulus money, which left many households sitting on a stockpile of cash that enabled some cardholders to keep their credit card balances in check. But that cash reserve is largely gone after consumers gradually spent down their excess savings from the COVID-19 pandemic years. Okay, so could it be that these people lost their job during the pandemic, got a bunch of money from the government to tide them over, never found a new job, and now they're just broke and poor and spending money they don't have? That's possible. Could it be that some of these people are retards, got a giant fucking inflow of cash, thought, oh my god, dude, this is amazing, spent all of it, but because they're dumb animals, they didn't actually get their habits under control, and so after the cash flow stopped coming in, they kept spending like they still had that flow, and now they find themselves in debt? It's also probably possible. People are retards like that, for sure. Phil Swift, $10. It feels like culture war is more one-sided than ever. Right-wing presence online isn't as strong as it was during Trump's term, from my experience. It's super noticeable as a passive observer. I don't agree at all, Phil Swift. Thank you for the $10, but I don't agree with you. I think the right wing is currently ascendant. Ballcraft, $2. I've heard articles are coming. Eventually. Can we get the dev debt is a tool thing again? I think people need it. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, victim blaming. What are they victims of? Their own fucking spending? What are you talking about, number sign? Okay, I swear to God, all right? There's more right-wingers in my chat, like people in my chat who are more right-wing than me, but also the right-wingers in my chat, they're more communist than me. It's like, oh my God, dude. Oh, the bourgeois, the bankers, the international capital is fucking the working class, dude. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. No, Dev being like, I need evidence, and also Dev makes loads of assumptions. Did you not just hear what I said? I just said it's possible this is one of the reasons. It's possible this is a different reason. I'm not making assumptions. I'm saying this is possible. All right? It's possible that these are the cases. Okay, here. Chat. Actually, I want to hear. Why do you think this is happening, chat? Go ahead. What are the various possibilities? Go. Artemis Fowl, $20. Dev, you hack. You immediately paint the people having to incur more credit card debt specifically to pay rent or food, but claim they're buying Netflix. You're blaming people instinctually and covering for the government. No, Artemis, I just said it's possible. What do you think possible means, you fuck? Okay, it's possible that these are people who lost their jobs during the pandemic, and now they had to use all the government stimulus to pay for rent or food. But after the pandemic, they never got their jobs back, so now they're fucked, and they're just spending with credit. That's possible. It's also possible that these are people who got used to living high off the hog with the government cheese coming in, and now that that's run out, they're not tampering down on their spending again, and now they're still spending more because they like that new lifestyle, and now they're in debt. That's also possible. What other possibilities could there be? There's probably more. There's probably more that I haven't thought of. Teresh $5. People can sidetrack you with super chats. Can I purchase the first article? We'll get to articles right after this, okay? Wait. Claytonot says, I maxed out my credit card game on waifu games in 2020. I was retarded. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. $5, Phil Swift. Ascending on God, just like that. That just isn't the general impression I get, albeit looking at places like Twitter and Reddit aren't good indicators. It does feel like culturally the right wing's on the upswing right now. It does feel like a lot of the ESG, DEI stuff is being rolled back. A lot of the cancel culture stuff is gone. Like the right is ascending right now. Okay, $5, Jiggy Calzone. Dev, your new stream should be called E-Falk. Every frame an argument with chat. Artemis Fowl, $5. You have no evidence for your assertions. You are theory crafting. Yes. I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, what are the possible reasons? Because that is what you do when you're trying to figure things out. What are the possible reasons? Do you have any possible reasons? I know the gold standard is fucking retarded. Okay. Let's see. Consumers are maintaining and supporting their lifestyles using credit card debt. That could be the lifestyle of just barely getting by after losing a job, or the lifestyle of spending way too much fucking money during the pandemic. Either or. I don't know. It's been a struggle, said Adriana Cubillo, 25 years old, of Modesto, California. My rent is going up, so even though all my bills are paid, I'm sometimes living paycheck to paycheck. Okay. I mean, you got to move out of California, obviously, but still. There's no reasons given here. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Well, you know what? We can look it up. Hold on. Is there any reason for this? Let's see. Hold on. Credit card delinquencies are rising fastest among lower income borrowers, millennials, people who hold other kinds of debt, like auto or student loans, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Rising inflation is one factor behind the problem. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look. Hold on. During the pandemic, many Americans used stimulus payments from the government to help pay off their credit card debt, but things drastically changed once stimulus. So they already had the debt before the pandemic. Tara Shavenko, $10. I don't think ESG is declining for cultural reasons. Like tech firings, expensive vanity products like ESG can't be sustained with more expensive borrowing. I got to think about it for a bit more. Prices are going up. Wages are decreasing. Communist. The free market means that the seller of goods can sell them at whatever price they like. You fucking commies. All you right-wing commies in the chat. Yep. Low-income borrowers are bad with credit. This has always been the case. Millennials. Okay. Raising interest rates to combat inflation, leaving credit card users with higher payments if they don't pay off their monthly balance in full. Okay. Doesn't have the answer I'm looking for, though. It's not a framework. Oh my god. What I mean to say is, it is not the government raising prices, it's the companies raising prices, which is completely fine within a capitalist system. The real free market has never been tried. Communists! All of you! Okay. I'm done with this rabbit hole. We're done with it. Donovan Gill for $10. Thank you. If we are talking about the economy, the stock market is being carried by 7 companies, the inflation is being brought under control, interest rates are insane, we will all be fine. Yep, I think things will actually be okay. Given enough time, things will be fine. When money printer go burr, those who get it first benefit and the rest of us pay for it. That's not capitalism. Sounds like you should be buying some bonds, buddy. Well, it's interesting to listen to Dev because everything is framed as if the people screwing up and the government is not to blame for this. Each solution he provided says it's the people's fault. Listen, even if the government is to blame, and they might be, like who the fuck knows, right? You are also partially to blame for your circumstance. Simple as that. Especially now that you've now seen what's going on, right? Like, oh shit, dude, my credit card has a 20% interest rate on it. Should I go buy that completely unnecessary bullshit and put it on my credit card? No, you shouldn't. And if you do, it is your fault. Even if the interest rate is completely the fault of the government, the fact that you're out there swiping your card, yeah, that is you. $5 from Ori, thank you. Luxury goods sales are increasing, and it's overwhelmingly low-income households that spend money they don't have to show off that they're not poor. Exactly. You got people who have no fucking money buying cars way out of their league, buying like giant fucking TVs, buying tons of shit they don't need, buying nice clothes, trying to look good, and it's like, like, what are you doing, you retards? You deserve your fucking poverty. Yeah, they're debt maxing, baby. They're debt maxing. I was super busy during the pandemic in a computer RMA department. Lots of people were buying computers. Now that the stimulus money dried up and the pandemic is over, business is slow. Yep, sounds about right. Huh. I could buy bonds, or the government could leave me alone. God. Oh fuck. Libertarianism is not a serious philosophy, guys. It's just not. You want all the benefits of society, but you don't want to pay a government for them. It's dumb. It's stupid. I mean, if you want to implement like an IQ limit for loans, you can do that. Sure. Loans only for smart people because they won't destroy themselves with them. I mean, think about it. Here, how about this? Just take away everybody's poor credit card. Why not? Take them away. If you're all poor, you don't get a credit card anymore because you obviously can't be trusted with it. That sounds pretty good, right? It's like, oh shit, I'm so poor and stupid. I spent all my money. I just kept swiping the card. Now I owe so much on it. Oh, my life's fucked. Okay, no more credit card for you. Does South Korea not have the same issue? What are you talking about, Adohan? I don't know what you're referring to. Sorry, but thank you for the $2. Every millennial and Zoomer crying about working 40 hours a week and barely making rent is at fault. They buy premium shit. They buy expensive shit they don't need. They buy every subscription service. Yes, this is all fucking true. They deserve their fucking poverty. Yep. Okay. My God, it's been 2.5 hours. You haven't talked about any articles yet. Maybe I should just cut down to only like the fun articles because I have way too many articles here as well. We already have that. It's called the credit score. You know what? No, you guys deserve the articles. We'll go through them. We'll go through them all. Let's go. Article time. You guys ready? So, you guys complain about me reading old articles? Here's an old article for you from 1797. We're going to read it. The Hatter's Gazette reprints from an old journal dated January 16th, 1797, the following amusing account of the wearing of the first silk hat in London. John Hetherington, haberdasher, of the Strand, was arraigned before the Lord Mayor yesterday on a charge of the breach of the peace and inciting to riot, and was required to give bonds in the sum of £500. It was in evidence that Mr. Hetherington, who is well connected, appeared on the public highway wearing upon his head what he called a silk hat, which was offered in evidence, a tall structure having a shiny luster, and calculated to frighten timid people. As a matter of fact, the officers of the Crown stated several women fainted at the unusual sight, while children screamed, dogs yelped, and a younger son of Cordwainer Thomas, who was returning from a chandler's shop, was thrown down by the crowd which had collected and had his right arm broken. For these reasons, the defendant was seized by the guards and taken before the Lord Mayor. In extenuation of his crime, the defendant claimed that he had not violated any law of the kingdom, but was merely exercising a right to appear in a headdress of his own design, a right not denied to any Englishman. Here he was, wearing the first ever top hat. The average TF2 hater. $2 from Dr. This is now a weekly slurp. So there you go, guys. There's an old article for you. How do you like it? Two teens were busted in the subway stabbing of a man who wished them a happy new year. Jesus fuck. Here's the teens. Two teens have been arrested and charged with attempted murder in connection to the brutal stabbing of a man who wished them a happy new year on a Bronx subway platform. Emmanuel Awa and Elias Aflada, both 19, were cuffed, and they face robbery and assault charges linked to the January 1st stabbing that left Carlos Peliza, 29, with serious injuries. Peliza was standing on the southbound D train platform at the 182nd Street, 183rd Street station in Fordham Heights around 8:45 p.m. when four strangers walked up to him. He greeted the crew with Happy New Year before they suddenly began pummeling him. Then one of the attackers whipped out an unknown sharp object and stabbed the victim multiple times all over his body. Jesus, fucking degenerates, dude. There they are. In New York. So there is something I've noticed, right? When it's black people attacking white people, the media does not put race in the headline. They might put race in the article, and the pictures certainly show race. But in the headline, no race. But when it's a white person attacking a black person, nobody has, yeah, they say youths, they say whatever, but like when it's a white person attacking a black person, they have no problem putting race in the headline. And honestly, that double standard is fucking disgusting. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, this is from InfoWars, dude. InfoWars back in August 18th. Biden administration preparing to bring back full COVID restrictions. The rollout is going to begin in mid-September. This rollout didn't happen, did it? This rollout seems to have not taken place. Let's see. Whistleblowers from the TSA and Border Patrol have raised the alarm to InfoWars that the Biden administration is setting the stage for a full COVID lockdown, masking TSA employees in mid-September. Let's see. They're re-implementing masking starting with airports as early as mid-September. Then the policy will escalate, and by mid-October, masks will be required by all pilots, flight staff, passengers, and airport patrons. Where's the rollout, guys? It's not a matter of if, but when the official numbers of COVID will go up, and they will return to forced masking. Hold on. The big AC, we knew about headline racism years ago. You didn't know. I've been here too, you fucking moron. I'm just not blaming, like, all blacks or all whites or whatever the fuck for any of this nonsense. See, Dranzer, guys, good news. I was about to get into a car crash, but I steered out of the way. Clearly, there was never a threat of a crash. I never said that, C. Dranzer. What I said is that, like, this isn't threat of a car crash. This is not the same situation. This is, it's happening. And it didn't happen. That's the point. I'm kind of curious. Does this article... Oh, no, it's still here. Okay, yeah, all right. I thought maybe you would have deleted it. Okay. But yeah, dude. Yeah. Alex Jones has warned that this system will bring back biomedical tyranny. And the launch of this new crisis in September will allow a buildup of control that would allow the use of mail-in ballots for the next presidential... mail-in ballots are already common. You don't need... if you don't like mail-in ballots, that's fine. That's one thing. But they don't need another excuse. They're already here. All right? So, anyway. Yeah, listen. Regardless of what else happened, this did not seem to happen. This seems to be fucking fear-mongering on the part of InfoWars. $5 from Lives and Does Wolves. I've seen unalived rather than killed in a headline regarding a murder involving the new asylum seekers. Fucking ridiculous, dude, yeah. Yeah, yes, the InfoWars headline is clickbait, but I'm calling out clickbait as bullshit. Zamazi says Dev has a parasocial relationship. I've actually been thinking about this. I think on some level, parasociality goes both ways, right? Because I know people who are here a lot. I know, like when I recognize a name and I see him every single stream, I'm like, yeah, it's that guy. Yeah, it's that guy. And then when he goes away and comes back 6 months later, I'm like, oh, where did you go, dude? Like, it kind of feels bad when someone leaves, right? On my end. Like, me looking at the chat and noticing someone disappears. And it's like, oh, where did that guy go? Like, I do miss him. And, like, I think the parasocial relationship goes both ways. You know what I mean? Because, and then, like, he comes back in 6 months and he says, I was gone doing this. And it's like, oh, dude, like we catch up. And it's, there's like a feeling of like, oh, you left, you know? You don't know me. Hey, real SDS. How's it going, buddy? Also, like, the people who now hate watch, or the people who used to like you and now they hate you, and they're on other channels like shitting on you, like that feels pretty bad sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like 5 years ago you were in my comments posting and having fun and everyone's having a good time, and now you're in someone else's chat. Like, you know, a lot of V's audience are like former dev viewers who now hate me, right? And I go in there and like anytime I come up, they're like frothing at the mouth to say negative things about me. And it's because they feel like I've backstabbed them because I'm not a right winger and they are. You know what I mean? So it does kind of feel bad when I'm just like, oh yeah, you were kind of cool 5 years ago, but you've lost your fucking mind. And now you're over here like hating on me. So I think there's definitely a parasocial aspect from like streamer to chat, not just from chat to streamer. Definitely. Now, the real Joe Biden, $20. Thank you. Isn't the argument that see you rightoid stinky dum-dums, they didn't lock you down forever, so you were wrong? The same as the left saying someone didn't get truly canceled because they didn't commit a sewer slide? No. Because the rightoids specifically said this was going to be eternal COVID fascism. You're going to be living in a social credit score for the rest of your life. This was going to, they were going to be marching the jackboots up and down the street. You were going to lose all of your rights. Nothing was ever coming back. The right was very specific about this being permanent, and they were wrong about that permanence. So that is a difference. But thank you for the $20. I do appreciate it. $10 from Artemis. Thank you again, dude. Regardless of the fact that people have fought back against the mask mandates that were reapplied because they aren't here now, They were never tried. I never said that, Artemis. What I'm saying is, like, I don't think that there was actually ever going to be a rollout. Like, I think this was just a lie. There probably are times in which they try to roll something out and then people say fuck you and then it doesn't happen. And that's what should happen, by the way. Like, that's how it should be. Governments should, in fact, respond to the popular will of the citizens, because democracy actually isn't a sham, guys. But I think this was just cope on the fact of InfoWars this time. Start again, $2. Hard to have relationships with a swarm of bees. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. $2 from Ballcraft. Do more 1860s articles. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep on going. Harada denies the role in Tekken 8's jiggle physics, blames programmers and modelers. Based. Jiggle physics aren't a new phenomenon. They've been around just as long as modern entertainment has been, if not longer. But jiggle physics are arguably more prevalent in video games, with the like of Street Fighter 6's Chun-Li and the entire femme fatale cast of Dead or Alive's roster almost cited as examples. Tekken has its fair share of female fighters, whose breasts are, for a lack of better phrasing, out of control. While it's easy to blame the issue on Katsuhiro Harada, the longtime producer of the Tekken franchise, it appears the ever-vocal developer specifically asked not to incorporate jiggle physics into Tekken, but to no avail. He wanted Tekken's character movements to be more serious and stiff, and to stand out from other fighting games. However, much to his surprise, character chess started bouncing once the game was close to being finished. He added that programmers and modelers were secretly working on it together. He eventually relented after seeing that each title improved on the physics of the previous entry, explaining that the muscles and fat started to sway more naturally with each work. Base, dude. More jiggle physics. Holtznader for $5, thank you. I never thought that. I thought that this would be something that the government could use to coerce the population when needed. I don't think it's happening, man. I don't think it's happening. I don't think any of this shit's coming back, to be honest. And also, there's definitely like the argument of, if there's actually a super serious pandemic, should they lock down? The answer is probably yes. But like, how do you trust them when they say it's super serious? Probably not. So like, there's a balance here for sure. Because if it actually was a super serious pandemic, and the government said, "Listen, guys, like, we have to do this," like, disregarding the trust issue, you should in the super serious pandemic, right? Okay. Damn. Anyway, he gave a statement in his episode of Harada's Bar. Oh my god, breast physics in video games have become a controversial subject in recent years. The issue is often grouped together with the industry's still unrealistic body standards, the improving but still lacking representation and diversity in games, as well as a sometimes purposely stunted character development and obvious sexualization of virtual women. No. Sexualize them all. Sexualize all the women's. And frankly, most of the men, too. Anyway, Tekken's coming out. It's probably going to be okay. Oh, yeah. Ex-porn star Mia Khalifa uses face mask to pick up dog poo, then puts it back on. What the fuck? $2 from Holtzner. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm reading the serious. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you for the donations, dude. Okay. The Lebanese American took her pup out for a stroll when it decided it couldn't hold it in any longer. So she picks it up. Someone was recording. This is gross. She picked up the dog poo with her mask, threw it away, and put the mask back on. God. Mia Khalifa, 27, removed her mask, scooping out the apparent muck before dropping it in a nearby bin. Viewers were then made to squirm as she put the covering back on before resuming her walk. Oh, God. I just saw Mia Khalifa put poop on her face. And then she replied, "At least I'm not an anti-masker." Oh my god, dude. I just got back from traveling and I have to walk my dog, so safety first. Everyone has to wear a mask. Some people believe that the video is a hoax, and both parties looking for publicity. She's still cute. It's still worth it to go back and watch her porn, but I don't think she has much value otherwise. Yep, that's kind of gross, isn't it? Okay. Oklahoma lawmaker. This is the thumbnail. Oklahoma lawmaker wants animal control to take furries from public schools. Send them to the pound, boys. Send them to the pound. A student behaving like a silly goose in Oklahoma could soon be hauled out of class by animal control. State Rep Justin Humphrey introduced a bill on Tuesday that would ban furries from public schools across the state and allow animal control to come round them up. Students who purport to be an imaginary animal or animal species, or who engage in anthropomorphic behavior commonly referred to as furries, at the school shall not be allowed to participate in school curriculum or activities. The legislation would require parents or guardians to pick up the child from school. Otherwise, animal control services shall be contacted to remove the student. That's fucking like. There's no way it's gonna pass, right? But it's fucking hilarious. Giga Chad. Everyone post those Giga Chads, dude. The Republican lawmaker previously proposed creating a Bigfoot hunting season in the state and did not expand on the definition of furry-esque behaviors or what kind of animalistic mannerisms or dress would get a kid kicked out of the classroom. Thanks to the $2, Ballcraft, identified as animals. Although the bill itself did not include a goal or reasoning for its existence, Humphrey previously said it was to deter children from identifying as animals. People are going to call me insane for running this bill. Hell, I say that they're insane. Women have discovered the final dog pill. Malicious compliance to the bill. Thanks, guys. If you got an animal coming to school, how about we get them vaccinated? How about we get them neutered? And how about we send them to the pound? The Republicans seemingly pointed to a bogus rumor that Michigan school district was providing litter boxes for students who identified as furries. Yeah, that was last year's fucking nonsense. Imagine trying to legally define furry behavior. Oh my fucking god, dude. I don't want to see some kid go to the bathroom in a litter box, in the kitty litter. Those people up there have lost their mind letting these people pretend to be animals in the classroom. If they're going to be animals, let's send them to the pound. Let's send them home. How do you teach a cat math? There are an estimated 250,000 people in the USA who identify as furries, a subculture whose members enjoy dressing up as cartoonish animals, sometimes as a sexual fetish, but more often as a fun escape. Fucking fur fags, guys. I accidentally went to a swingers party on a first date, but rather than leave, I slept with 50 men. Okay, lady. A model who accidentally went to a swingers party on a first date revealed that instead of leaving, she ended up having sex with over 50 men and found it empowering. Her name is Kazumi Squirts. She's 24. Titties. Thanks, Benjamin Hardy. Thanks for the $2. Kazumi Squirts, who lives in Malibu, California, lifted the lid on her most unconventional first date, where she accidentally ended up at a sex party. Okay, lady, I'm sure you did. Luca the Vile, $2. Thank you. 250K is just what we let you know about. Oh my god, fucking furries. Kazumi, who wanted to remove the stigma around swingers parties, said the whole thing came out when I went on a date with this guy. We were in the car heading to a restaurant when he started telling me about a party and his girl mate who was just as crazy as me sexually. It sounded like fun, so I said we should check it out before getting food. When we got there and opened the door, we spotted his friend with loads of guys in various states of undress. We had already discussed my interest of swinging parties, but I couldn't believe he had brought me to this party. Me and my date looked at each other. He put my hand on my shoulder and said, "Have fun." So I did. So this wasn't a date. He was basically recruiting you to get fucked by his bros. He was going out to hunt down women and bring them into the swinger party. All right. This wasn't the first time that she had been to a sex party or swapped partners. I'm not surprised. The open-minded model loves being the center of attention and isn't fazed by having sex with multiple people on the same night, and says that it's empowering to follow your sexual urges. Man, I can't. This is all just okay. I don't fucking care. But this is all like, can't wait for her to be like, I've now fucked 1,000 guys, but I want kids now, so it's time for me to settle down, and someone needs to come date me. And it's like, nope, fucking nope, fuck that. Okay. Vaping does not harm pregnant women or babies, a shocking study claims. Oh, I mean, I don't believe it, but maybe it's true. Who knows? Let's take a look. Smoking cigarettes while pregnant has previously been linked to birth complications and fetal damage, but a new study suggests that vaping could be a potentially safer option. New research from Queen Mary University of London found that vaping during pregnancy helped expecting mothers quit smoking cigarettes without posing any detectable risks to the pregnancy. The team of researchers found that after their first trimester, pregnant women who used a nicotine replacement, patches or e-cigarettes, gave birth to babies with birth weights no different from non-smokers, and birth weights significantly higher than those who smoked at all during their pregnancy. So, yeah, I know, EU swingers, I get it. Birth rates is one of those ways you can kind of figure this out, but it could be something else. Like, there's other ways to determine health problems, right? There's other ways to determine health problems. I need my child dose math, yeah. The data suggests that regular use of nicotine replacement therapy do not have any adverse effects on the mother or the baby after the first trimester, nor is associated with adverse pregnancy events or poor pregnancy outcomes. E-cigarettes help pregnancy smokers quit without posing any detectable risk to pregnancy compared to stopping smoking without further nicotine use. I need to look at it some more, Yeah. Yeah, exactly here. So, nicotine can cause permanent damage to the developing fetus's brain and other organs. This is not a weight thing. This is an organ damage thing. So, I don't know about this one, dude. No, aggression is like, are you dead? Or not like that. No, dude. God. I swear to God, you have fucking brain worms. All right? Listen. When someone gives you evidence, you don't simply accept it because it jives with what you already know, or reject it because it doesn't. You have to look at it and examine it and be like, okay. What does the evidence say? What doesn't it say? What is it leaving out? What other possibilities are there? All right? Fucking think about it for a bit. Jesus. I fucking hate partisans, dude. Like, I hate this too. Jesus. You still have a severe optimism bias. Yeah, that's because the world's actually mostly good. It actually is. And if you go outside, you can kind of see that. Whole center $2. Just trust the institution, Dev. Trust the study. Good. God damn it. No, you're being dumb. You're all being stupid. It says safer, not safe. Okay, well, it might be safer in the same way that eating cigarette ash is safer than eating bleach. Okay, I get it. Let's continue on. Educators are outraged after attorneys argue that a first grade teacher shot in the school is a workplace injury. What? The Newport News Education Association president condemned the premise of the school division's motion to dismiss Abigail Zwerner's pending $40 million lawsuit. The motion was filed last week by attorneys representing the school board and argues that Zwerner, who was shot in her classroom by a 6-year-old student, is only entitled to file a workers' compensation claim because the injury she sustained from the shooting is a workplace injury and the shooting was a hazard of the job. What the fuck? No, it's not. It's not a normal part of your job to get shot. James Graves, president of the Newport News Teachers Union, said the argument is ridiculous. This is not military. This is not the police department. This is an education system. These lawyers have started a significant hurricane in our district by saying that being shot is part of what teachers signed up for. This is a slap in the face. Yeah, it's fucking okay. Let's see if I can find information about the 6-year-old. Okay, hold on. Abigail Zwerner. I'm gonna look it up. Shooting of Abby Zwerner. A 6-year-old male student shot her. Oh my god, dude. Guys. We love you, Dev. I'm just messing with you. Also, you're the bleaching expert. Thanks. Thanks, fucking hallucinator. Thank you. Okay, listen. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. The student's conduct included behavioral issues at school, cursing at staff, whipping students with his belt, and choking a teacher. In 2021, the student came from behind his teacher, locked his forearms around her neck, and pulled her backward. He was subsequently moved to a different school. And the week before the student, before the shooting, the student reportedly slammed the teacher's cell phone and broke it, resulting in a 1-day suspension, with the first day back being the day of his shooting. Before the shooting, multiple staff members, including Zwerner, told school administrators about the student's conduct and concerns he might have a weapon. A 6-year-old kid brings a fucking weapon. Yet the student threatened to beat up another student. The second teacher went to administrator. The teacher has taken it upon herself to search the student's backpack. A third student has shown another student at recess he had a gun. The child he would shoot him if they reported it. The teacher was told to wait out the situation as the school day was almost over. Oh my fucking god. An hour before she was shot, Zwerner reportedly texted an unidentified individual saying that the student claimed to have a gun and the school administrators weren't helping. During a routine lesson at 2 p.m., the student pointed a 9mm Taurus pistol at Zwerner and then shot at her when she tried to reach out for the weapon. The bullet passed through her hand and then lodged in her chest. Police reported that the shooting was intentional and there was no struggle or warning given before the student discharged the gun. The child's mother, Deja Taylor, owned the gun that the student brought to school in his backpack. Immediately after being shot, Zwerner escorted all the students out of the classroom and away from the shooter while another staff member restrained the shooter until police took him to juvenile detention. Oh my god, dude. Wild. This fucking... What's the student's race, Dev? Yes, we all know the student's race is black. We all get it. We get it. This is some inner city fucking gang ass bullshit. Yeah, this is insane, dude. And the fact that, like, the school administrators didn't do shit. My God. Oh shit, dude, the kid has ADHD. Damn. Don't worry, I won't shoot anyone, guys. Don't worry. Sean King, 10 Canadian dollars. Thank you. I think the reason the guys in here hate it when you tell them that things aren't that bad is because they see it as you are telling them to trust the tribe over the hill. Oh God, if that's how they view it, they got to upgrade their fucking thinking because they're thinking stupidly. This is victim blaming. The kid's getting justice for his phone, Giga Chad. Yeah, this is fucking insane, dude. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Unhinged hospital greeter, 27, has been slapped with several charges, including attempted murder in a Queens stabbing spree. Tricky Mario, thanks for the $5. I bet a lot of Miss Frizzle's field trips were safer than this student. As Zara would say, I knew you should stay home today. So, this is the unhinged hospital greeter. That's this guy here. There he is, our hospital greeter. The suspect in the stabbing spree across Queens has been slapped with an attempted murder and assault charge for the 5 violent attacks. Germaine Rigueur, who reportedly laughed in one victim's face after slashing them, was charged late Wednesday with 3 counts of attempted murder, 4 counts of assault, 1 count of attempted assault, and criminal possession of a weapon. Wild, dude. Fucking wild. Here's the thing. I think even though crime rates are actually going down, what's happening is the few crimes that are left become more sensationalized, like these, right? This is like this is insane fucking bullshit. No, listen. You can recognize all the patterns you want, but as I always say, pattern recognition is the beginning of knowledge, not the end. Like, there's a bunch of idiots on Twitter who are like, I see the pattern. Everyone is black. Therefore, all the blacks are, in fact, the criminals. And that is just how it is. It's like, no. That's just as stupid as not seeing the pattern. That's just as stupid as not seeing the pattern. There's a string of random attacks. He's been doing random attacks this whole time. A 61-year-old grandfather was knifed in the back as he walked to the laundromat. After the alleged perp stabbed him from behind, he turned and smiled at him as he walked away. Then, a 34-year-old Shanika Anderson was stabbed as she walked home just after midnight. Holy shit, dude. Like, this guy's, like, fucked up. $10 for Brian Linden. I'd bet the reason the violent crime graph is off because it uses UCR rather than NCVS data, plus them moving to a new reporting system in 21, forcing them to rely on on estimates for 2021/2022 data. Maybe. I don't know. It's possible. I actually do think that things are getting better, though. Like, there are sensationalist crimes like this guy fucking stabbing randoms, but the crime rates are overall going down. Also, hey, Sitch and Adam. Which one of you is it? Is it Adam or is it Sitch? Did you watch my new video, by the way? I mean, to be honest, it's a video you already know about, to be honest, because we've talked about it. I heard that you got banned for a week, eh? That sucks. Google users can now ask to have their explicit photos removed from search results. Oh. Dude. If your nudes are out there, you can get them taken down. S-Class, baby. Yeah. Well, I like them both, really. And also D-Club, but still. Hey, Sitch. Hey, Sitch. I did. It was great. Did you? Because here's the thing, like, assuming it's Sitch. Sitch, we've had that conversation on your channel several times about, the whole, the what's the problem with liberalism? Oh, yeah. It falls apart into communism sometimes because of these philosophical reasons, right? That's an argument that you've had with me, you've had it with Sargon, and the video is just outlining how that works. And I'm not sure if you if you agree with that logic. But I'm glad you enjoyed the video, though. Okay, so Google on Thursday rolled out a new policy that allows people to request that their personal, sexually explicit photos be removed from search results. The new feature is one of 3 updates that Google says are meant to give users more control over content about themselves that is available through popular search engine. Through the popular search engine. It is just one of the many things we're trying to do to help people feel control of their online experience. Wait, I'm going to be honest, Dev. I did watch the video. I was just being polite. You mean you didn't? You fuck? You can't even lie to me properly, Sitch. Well, guess what? Go watch it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Sitch, watch more Dev videos. You're missing out on all of them. Sargon was on Lauren Chen's new show talking about the slide from liberalism to communism. Here's the thing, like, when Sargon describes the wait, I will when you get on Discord. Yeah, Sammy, get on Discord. Sammy, get on fucking Discord already. God damn it. Sargon was on Lauren Chen's show talking about the slide from liberalism to communism. I mean, the thing with Sargon is, like, that slide exists, but it's not inevitable. And also, it seems to be the only thing he talks about right now. So it's like, come on, dude. There's more to the conversation than just that. Anyway, you can now oh god, my back. Okay. You can now request Google remove their personal sexually explicit photos. Google says it's meant to give users more control over content about themselves that is available through its popular search engine. It is just one of the many things we're trying to do to help people feel control of their online experience. One exception to the removal policy is if the user is actively commercializing their explicit images. Okay, so if you have nudes on the internet, you're not a porn star because like a boyfriend leaked them or something, you can get them taken down. Okay, that sounds pretty good. That sounds decent, doesn't it? Hi, Sitch. Can't wait for your videos to return. It would be better than being here. Holster, what the fuck, dude? Okay. The company also introduced a new dashboard that tracks when a person's personal contact information appears in its search results, which the company says will make it easier to users to monitor and request the removal of information about themselves from Google search results. That tool will now alert users when new results pop up containing contact information. Okay. This all seems like pretty good stuff, doesn't it? This all seems pretty decent. God damn it. Everything is just stretching. Oh, fuck. Oh. Ow, that hurt. Ow. Oh. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think I just pulled a muscle stretching or something. Okay, give me a second. I'm just going to stretch it out. I definitely did something. Oh, I, I did something quite painful to my thigh. Oh, I was just stretching, and then I could feel the muscle seize, and it's in the most incredible pain. Oh, oh, ah. Rub it and stretch it. You'll be okay. Hold on. I I grabbed some ibuprofen. Hold on. See, listen. I'll shake my pill bottle like Ethan Ralph. Ibuprofen. Oh. Okay, okay. This is like a really bad Charlie horse or something. Oh. Do not rub it if it's in your leg. Don't risk a DVT. It's not a DVT. Okay, hold on. Sitch, go watch my video and then you can demand things of me. Mm. 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 Uh. Uh. Oh. Fuck. Hold on. I'm gonna try to put my leg up. Oh. Oh. Okay, okay. Did I miss a few super chats? Did I miss some? Hold on. Let me let me go to the super chats. Thanks for the support though, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, hold on. How much to do a yoga stream, says Holton Hitter, $2. Thank you. Why are all the Sitch and Adams show crew wrench but me? Dev, you're basically giving them permission to bully me, which is turbo illegal. Okay, Deadler, you have to convince me to wrench you, I guess. Donovan Gill, $4 or $5. Thank you. As a regular watcher of both Sargon and James Lindsay, I'm really disappointed in James's response to Sargon. Yeah. And me too. A DVT is a deep vein thrombosis. Which I think is just like a blood clot. Is that all it is? DVT is like a type of blood clot, isn't it? Ugh. Yep. A DVT occurs when a blood clot forms in a vein deep inside of your body. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Give me a second, okay, friends. Here, where's Diddler? I don't see him. Where's Diddler? There he is. Okay. Okay, I'll add Diddler. Oh, okay. My first argument is that I'm a good boy who did nothing wrong. My second is that Sammy cannot hold sway over me. Third is that I've sent you many gifts. Thank you, Diddler. I appreciate it. Okay, you know what I'll do? Okay, we'll have to do some equivalent exchange here. I'll give Diddler mod but I'll have to remove mod from Sammy instead until she redirects 10% of her fan art efforts towards my channel instead of Adam and Citrus. That's how it has to be. Okay. Let's see here. Let's continue on. Sports Illustrated's entire staff told they're getting laid off. Haha, fuck you. The future of base dev. The future of iconic magazine Sports Illustrated looked dire Friday after the publisher announced mass layoffs. I don't have pinpoint chest pain. I'm fine. It's just the fact that there was a cramp in my leg. It's just a cramp. It's just a cramp. The Arena Group, which has been roiled by reports that the fabled magazine published AI-generated content, admitted to failing to make a $3.75 million quarterly license payment to Authentic Brands Group due this week. As a result, the publicly traded Arena announced Thursday it would make a significant reduction in its workforce of more than 100 journalists. The unionized workers received a memo Friday telling them that some employees would be terminated immediately and paid in lieu of a 60-day applicable notice period under the union contract. Employees with the last working day of today will be contacted by the People team soon. Other employees will be expected to work through the end of the notice period and will receive additional information shortly. Yep. This is happening to notified. You have to okay. So this is happening to a lot of things right now. I might do a video. Listen, what if I give money instead? LOL. Thanks, Sammy. But I like your artwork, Sammy. Do I gotta pay you for it? Do I gotta pay you to do some art? Oh. Listen, Sports Illustrated's entire staff, like, the thing about this is, like, okay, I think the pain's, like, fading slowly. Okay. So, Sports Illustrated entire staff, there's a lot of journalists, like journalist outlets right now, media sites and publications. They're just losing tons of people. Lots of social media, they're axing tons of people. The layoffs are coming, and then all these useless fucking loser jobs where no one does anything of any fucking value, they're all getting destroyed. And it's probably a good thing. Wait, inflation is down. The economy is great. Pay no attention to all the massive layoffs in every company in America. Sig Arthur, listen. They're cutting the fat, all right? Like, remember that chick who, like, did nothing at it was at Instagram or wherever it was, or was it LinkedIn, and she just walks around looking really, suave or whatever the fuck, and she's like wearing nice clothes, she's partying constantly, doing no fucking work, she's like constantly relaxing on the job, doing all this fucking bullshit, living the high life. It's those people that are getting axed. This is not part of the real economy. They're just fucking money sinks. Eat a long yellow fruit. It'll help with cramps. Okay, thank you. Lives and does walls. Wait, don't pay me, LOL. It's more of a time issue for me than the motivation to do it. Oh, okay. A third of Britons don't know that transgender women were born male. What? More than a third of UK residents do not know that transgender women are biologically male, according to a poll, calling into question public understanding of the debate over gender. Okay, so are we talking about people who are so ideologically captured they think that they're like, no, biology doesn't exist. They're all biologically female. Or are these people who are just so ignorant about trans stuff that they're like, trans women? Is that like dudes who want to be girls? I don't know. I don't know. Campaigners said that the finding showed politicians, journalists, and pollsters needed to be more explicit when speaking about gender issues, as in many cases, members of the public did not know what the politically correct terms mean. You just be like, wait, hold on. 35% wrongly believe that a transgender woman was born female, or that they were unsure. The confusion was even greater for the shortened term of trans woman, with 40% either being unsure or believing it meant someone who was registered female as at birth. This is stupid. This is dumb. Ooh. Actually, what got Adam and Sitch fucked anyway? MBM said several bodies, such as the BBC, regularly use terms without further explanation. For example, in stories about transgender participation in sports, or the debate over self-ID. In many cases, the terms were adopted as a result of lobbying from trans activists, who often claim it is discriminatory and offensive to refer to a transgender person's biological sex. However, the poll said that there's high levels of misunderstanding and confusion about the terms, and there is a need for language to be more explicit. We took it down. If you get a channel strike on YouTube and you can stream upload it elsewhere, they can hit you with another penalty. Yeah, if you like ban evade, you're fucked. Such an Adam, so. Alright, so this is funny but stupid. Got it. It's pretty good. Delivery driver caught dumping grocery order on the side of the road. What? Why? A delivery driver has been spotted dumping a grocery order on the side of a dirt road by an angry onlooker. The video, filmed in Melbourne, shows a small pile of groceries dumped on the side of the road with a delivery driver hunched over the bags. Mate, I'm watching... Of course, it's fucking Australian. Mate, I'm watching you drop that rubbish there. What is it? Shouldn't it be going to a customer? The driver said the order was going to a customer for picking up one of the Woolworths bags. There's not even a house here. What are you doing? The delivery driver eventually picked up the items and put them back into the car, apologizing for getting in the driver's seat. The footage was posted to a local Facebook group, with a woman commenting, confirming the order was hers. OMG, my day keeps getting crazier. This is my shopping, she added. She added that her order was delivered shortly after the video was filmed. He sped up so fast, then skidded on his way out, also reversing into a bush. Like, she ordered $100 worth of groceries, a $15 for express delivery, and the driver's like, I'm just going to dump it on the side of the road. Like, what the fuck, dude? And then the passerby caught it. But, like, why? Why, dude? Why? Okay, you know what? Even though there's a few articles left, I think I'm going to pull the plug in this episode a little bit early. It's time to put it down. I'll get to the other articles next week. Okay? Ooh. 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 Yes. Thanks for all the support, guys. Oh. We are at $499. We almost hit $500 of donations today, guys. Thank you very much. That's very... I appreciate it quite a bit. Very appreciative. But yes, I'm going to... Oh, Stug brings us over the line with a giant boo. Listen, Sammy, I don't know if you've been here the whole time. Did you see the big fight that I had earlier? It's a fun fight. Like, I enjoy arguing with chat over stuff. But I think I helped. Thanks very much, Video Synth. Thank you. Oh. But yeah, wasn't a pulled muscle, it was intestinal discomfort. No. Basically, yeah, my leg's actually mostly better. Like, the pulled muscle was very painful for like 10 minutes. Like, it was fucked, but I'm actually doing pretty good now. No, it's just, it's been 3.5 hours. I do want to, sorry, I'm just breathing through my nose. I do want to just get to some other things today. But thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the donos and all the help. You guys are incredible. You guys are keeping things going. Like I said, my goal is an extra 10,000 by the start of the spring. So you can actually I'm setting up a studio, a real life studio, guys. So that's the goal. So thank you very much for helping me get towards it. You guys are the best. I was having some water. Adam, no, sorry, Sitch. It's you, Sitch, who's in there, aren't you? Unless he fucking left. He might have taken off. But if you're still there, Sitch, Adam invited me on your channel in the near future. Make sure you're not fucking banned when it comes time to have me on. Make sure you're not fucking banned. Here, I'll type it. Don't be banned when you want me on. Also, watch the video. Yeah. Anyway, thanks very much, guys. You guys are the best. I've got to go. Ugh, God damn it. I've got to go. We're going to go raid Chud Logic. He's still online, right? Isn't he? Is Chud? Chud's a good boy. Go in there and spam him with coffee cups because Chud's great. We're going to go raid Chud. And I'll see you guys next time. Actually, you know what? I'm like halfway done writing tomorrow's video. So maybe I'm actually back on track, okay? Anyway. Oh, and yes, of course, I'm getting for those of you who asked at the start of the stream, I'm getting my medication checked out for tomorrow because I'm not going on that other shit again. Jesus, like, oh my god. Okay. Anyway, enough stalling. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Was there anything else? I know Kibbs wanted to move the Project Zomboid stream to today, but I don't know if we're doing it. Oh, I'm just gonna ask him real quick. Go on, Kibbs. You fucking femboy. I don't know. Anyway, listen. Lots to do. I'm just distracting myself now. I'll see you guys later, okay? Have a good one. Fuck you.